From sunny Falmouth, Massachusetts, it's time for Falmouth Commodores baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The Commodores taking on the Chatham Anglers here at Gov Fuller Field. They're looking to stop the red-hot Chatham Anglers, who have won 7 of their past 10 and 4 straight coming into this matchup. Hello, welcome into the broadcast booth. My name is Blake Menard, joined by Josh Eastern. And Josh, this is going to be a tough matchup for the Commodores, who are right off of that rough walk-off loss last night at Orleans, despite getting one of their best pitching performances of the season, and frankly one of the best they've seen really in the Cape Cod League this entire summer.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Mercer went 7 innings and gave up just 1 hit, no runs. It was definitely their best pitching performance of the year. But the offense, it was just a pitcher's duel all around. Credit Orleans and their pitchers that they threw last night. The Commodore offense was just shut down. It's really the first time we've seen that all year long. We have seen this offense be one of the best in the league, 32 home runs. That slugging percentage obviously way up there, over 400. And that's starting to come down a little bit. We'll see if they can get it back on track here tonight at the Gov.
It's the tale of 2 teams that are really heading in opposite directions. Chatham is 7-3 in their last 10. Falmouth, on the other hand, is 3-6-1, and really have been reeling since that 6-game winning streak earlier this month and the late June there as well. What's been different for this team since that moment?
Well, they really just haven't been scoring as many runs as they were early on. Early on, I mean, you had guys like Marty Bikina and Alec Boehm. They were really the heart and soul of that offense. Now, Alec Boehm, he's still keeping it up there. Marty Bikina's fallen off a little bit. You've added in some other bats, but it just doesn't seem like the same offense that it once was. And the pitching, and that kind of magnifies that pitching a little bit more when you're only scoring maybe 4 runs a game compared to you were scoring upwards of 5 or 6. And that just those a few runs per game can make the biggest difference when your pitching staff goes out there and gives up maybe 5 or 6 runs.
The pitching matchup today should be an interesting one after we were really treated to a dominant performance on both ends last night from Mercer and then from the man for Orleans, Gilberts. This night it'll be Dan Hammer. He's coming in here with a 1-2 record, a 6.48 ERA, and for the Falmouth Commodores, it'll be Robbie Pito out of the State College of Florida, who's 0-1 with a 6.27 ERA. So you have the pitching matchup there that may favor a little bit more offense going forward. Do you expect the Commodores to be able to capitalize upon a man like Hammer, who really hasn't had a dominant start thus far?
I mean, I would sure hope so. And I mean, he's a power pitcher. He's going to live in the mid to low 90s. So, I mean, he's going to be bringing it tonight. And hopefully this Commodores offense can really step up and come back, because we've seen this offense before. They've been so good this year, but they need to bounce back. And then obviously Robbie Pito going for the Commodores tonight, coming off a tough outing against YD on Sunday, pitches a 3rd inning, gave up that game winning or the go-ahead home run at the time. Eventually, they lost that in 12 innings. But nonetheless, he's looking for a good bounce-back outing. His last start all the way back on the 4th of July at Cotuit. Gave up 1 unearned run in 4 innings, so it was a little bit of a better outing for him. But I'm looking for him to kind of keep that pitch count down, walk a few less batters, and then we'll see what happens.
Chatham comes into this matchup a game above 500, 16-15. Falmouth, on the other hand, at 14-16-1. They are in 4th place in the Western Division, tied point-wise with Wareham right now. And then you look at Chatham; they're on that 4-game streak, and they are in 3rd place over in that East, and it's a much better division than the West is right now. And what does that say for this Chatham team, the fact that they've been on the run in a tougher division?
Well, I mean, this is a John Schiffner coach team, obviously. They started off slow, and they're going to start to pick it up as the season goes on. We've seen that many years with these Chatham Anglers, and this year just another similar year. And, I mean, right now, 4th place in the Eastern Division would be 1st place in the Western Division. I think that just tells the tale right there. But, I mean, Chatham, they've been playing a good brand of baseball lately, and they're bringing over now all the way here to the Western Division, and Falmouth will see what they have here tonight against the Commodores.
So on the other side, we'll bring you starting lineups as we get you ready for first pitch and a little bit more info on the offense and the struggles the Commodores have seen as of late. But right now, it'll be an interview with head coach Jeff Trundy, and Mariah Janos caught up with him before this game. Mariah, take it away.
Today the Falmouth Commodores will be taking on the Chatham Anglers. I'm joined now by head coach Jeff Trundy. Coach, let's go back to last night's game. It was great up until the 9th inning. Matt Mercer had a great start. He didn't let the runners get to second until the 7th inning. He did a great job. What do you think of his performance?
It was simply outstanding. I mean, it was one of the better performances I've seen, to be honest with you. I mean, I just thought he was dominating against a very, very good team. You know, he never got behind the count, and if the few times that he did, he came right back. And like you said, Mariah, I mean, he was just simply outstanding.
And Blake Bernard said that he thought that last night's pitching matchup was the best he's seen all season. Do you agree with that?
Certainly from the games we've played. You know, I mean, it was, both guys were great. You know, the Gilbert kid for Orleans pitched 5 very, very strong innings. And, you know, I keep going back to the ball that Alec Boehm hit that hit the top of the fence and bounced back. I wish we could have got a couple more inches on that, because then we could have won in 9 and, you know, ended up losing in 10. But I thought the kids competed well, actually. You know, even though we didn't have a lot to show for it at times, you know, against a very, very good pitching staff, I thought we actually competed pretty well.
And last night, offensively, I apologize, there was a struggle, 14 strikeouts. Do you think that was solely because of the pitching, or do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we were facing some really good arms last night. And like I said, you know, I mean, it probably sounds crazy to say you competed well at the plate when you had 14 strikeouts, but I just thought, you know, we grinded pretty well, and I thought some kids had some good at-bats. We hit some balls at people a few times, but, you know, the chances were few and far between. But overall, I wasn't disappointed with what we did.
And tonight, Robbie Pito starting on the mound. What can we expect from him? Is there anything you want him to take from Matt's game yesterday?
Well, you know, I think we've seen a couple of good outings recently with James and Matt. You know, where they've pounded the strike zone, you know, and been efficient. And we've talked about this before. You know, if we can get some starters that command the strike zone and allow us to you know, get into the 5th or 6th inning with their pitch count, it makes such a difference on our bullpen. So hopefully Robbie goes out and attacks the zone and, you know, pitches ahead. That's the key.
And I saw you talking to Jack Schiffner over there. I know he's a good friend of yours. Is that always just a perk of playing Chatham, being able to see him?
Anytime Chatham's on the roster, that's what I look forward to. You know, Schiff means the world to me. I love him, and you know, I'm going to really miss his presence next year. He says he's going to be around here or there, which he better be, because you know, he and I are close friends, and he, like I said, he just means the world to me. So you know, it's kind of a sad thing to think that he's not going to be at Chatham, but he says I'll feel his presence, so I better.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Mariah. Enjoy.
Thank you. Back to you guys. Today, the Falmouth
Under clear skies at Gov Fuller Field. We're just about ready for Falmouth Commodores baseball, and as a team readies to take the field, here are some starting lineups presented by Chatham Bars Inn.
We will start with the visiting Chatham Anglers. It'll be Jake Palamaki leading off and playing second base out of Boston College in the two-hole. Josh Stowers out of Louisville will be in left field. Shea Langleers is the catcher from Baylor. He's batting third. Johnny Ello over at first base from Wake Forest, batting fifth. Fabian Pena, he's the DH from Manhattan University. Jeremy Pena will be the shortstop from Maine Orono. He's batting sixth. Ashton McGee will be at third base from North Carolina. Landon Kay will be in right field from Furman, batting eighth. And batting ninth, it'll be Mason Coppins out of Northeastern and playing center field. On the mound out of Pittsburgh will be the rising sophomore Dan Hammer. And for the Falmouth Commodores, leading off once again is Clayton Daniel over at second base. Austin Langworthy will be in left field, batting second. And batting third will be Alec Boehm. He's going to be the DH tonight. George Yansha batting fourth. He's going to be at third base. Trevor Larnick back in the lineup. He's going to be in right field batting fifth. Josh Bro back behind the dish. He is going to be batting sixth. And batting seventh, it'll be Logan Davidson out of Clemson. He's going to be at shortstop. Adley Rutschman, the first baseman, batting eighth. And batting ninth, it'll be Hunter Steinmetz in center field. And on the mound, out of the State College of Florida, it's Robbie Pito.
The Commodores take the field, and we're just about ready for first pitch from Gov Fuller Field. The umpire crew for this evening's matchup: behind home plate, Bob Aquino. Over at first base, it's Mickey Garcia. In at third, Pat Sparky Burns. It'll be Robbie Pito towing the rubber for the Falmouth Commodores. He's 0-1 with a 6.27 ERA in 3 starts. This will be his fourth. He's thrown 14 1/3 innings, struck out 12, walked 12. The last outing was 1 to forget.
Yes, it definitely was for him, giving up that home run. He's going to have his 11-5 curveball as well as a changeup. Those are going to be his off-speed pitches. His fastball going to be in the low 90s. We'll see what Pito has for us tonight. He's kind of looking for that one standout outing on his resume this season. Hopefully he can get it here tonight.
And his only scoreless outing came against this Chatham team all the way back on opening night. 2 innings thrown in relief. 0 runs came across. He walked 2, struck out 2 as well. It's an Eastern Division matchup against this Western Division Falmouth crew. The second game in the next 4 that'll be against the Eastern Division for the Falmouth Commodores. They're 3-6-1 in their past 10. Chatham, on the other hand, 7-3. And really fast, let's touch on Hammer. He's coming in this game at 1-2, a 6.48 ERA in 4 starts. And it's a chance for the Falmouth Commodores to really pounce on a starter that has been hit or miss this season.
Yeah, he really struggled in that last outing. And I think it'll be on this Commodore offense to come out and try to hit him early and often. Try to get him rattled a little bit here at the Gov and just try to make your presence felt here tonight. I think that'll be big for this Falmouth Commodores team if they can get some runs early and really gain some confidence after a tough game last night.
Robbie Pito on the mound for the Falmouth Commodores. They're trying to shake off a rough 10-inning walk-off loss to Orleans last night. Saw them waste that brilliant start from Matt Mercer, who really made a show in front of a lot of scouts. But we're back home at Gov Fuller Field, getting ready for this Eastern Division matchup against the Chatham Anglers, who have won 4 straight coming into this matchup. The A's, or Anglers as they're being known as from now on. It's gone back and forth, but now it's the Anglers going forward.
I mean, Anglers is still plural of A's, so I guess that does work.
They're coming off a 5-3 victory over the Brewster Whitecaps that put them from 4th into 3rd place in the Eastern Division. We're ready to go here from Gov Fuller Field. Robbie Pito from the State College of Florida is ready to go on the mound. And so is Palamaki behind the plate. And there's the first pitch in there from Pito at 5:59. We are underway for some baseball.
It'll be big for Pito to get ahead in counts early, try to limit those balls that he pitches tonight. Just pound the zone if you're Pito.
Pito rears back and delivers. That's fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Palamaki out of Boston College. A 2-time angler, played for Chatham last year. And a good summer, 278. He was 0 for 4 last night, though, against Brewster. That broke a 4-game hitting streak. Here's the 0-2 from Pito. Fastball tails outside, ball 1. Falmouth comes into this game really not playing as best as they can. Since that 6-game streak, they've lost 9 times, only won 3. Here's the 1-2 from Pito. This is a floater into the glove of Davidson at shortstop. A liner, he grabs it, and one is away.
That was a lot of fastballs right there from Robbie Pito. I think that's what we're going to see a lot of tonight. Just some weak contact there from Palamaki to begin things, and Pito already has an out.
It's the Pac-12 man. Josh Stowers. Out of Louisville. It's interesting. There is another Stowers in baseball. This is the first pitch to him. It's high and inside. Kyle Stowers plays for Stanford. There's another Stowers here for Louisville.
There you go.
So Pito stares in to the Cape League Player of the Week. Here's the 1-0. It's high and inside, same spot, ball 2.
So a couple Cape League Players of the Week now on this Anglers team, along with the Commodores, as Langoliers won a few weeks ago. He was co-hitter of the week with Marty Bikina.
Langoliers on deck. Pito's ready. Here's the 2-0 offering. It's high once more, 3-0, and command has been an issue for Pito. Same amount as walks as strikeouts this summer, and that's what he'll be working on this start.
He has 12 strikeouts, 12 walks, 12 hits given up. He's very consistent in all facets, I guess you could say.
Here's the 3-0. We'll see if Stowers has the green light. He takes it. It's inside, ball 4, and with 1 out, Chatham has a man aboard now for Shea Langolier, the red-hot bat. 6 home runs. He got his 6th last night, and that one was not going to be robbed.
No, and that would be 6th home run against Bourne the other night at Veterans Field. I'm sure you've seen it on SportsCenter. You've seen it all over social media. Just a great catch by Andy Atwood of Bourne.
So 13th walk of the season issued by Pito. He'll need to work around it now with 1 out and Shea Langolier at the plate. You mentioned co-player of the week earlier this season. That's inside. Tailing fastball from Pito. 5 straight balls now to Shea Langolier out of Baylor University. He's a rising sophomore, 6'10", 190 pounds, the catcher there for the Baylor squad, originally from Keller, Texas. Went to the high school of that same name. Here's the 1-0 from Pito. Outside corner, there's a strike, breaks 5 straight balls thrown by Pito.
Pito really needed that. I mean, and you said it, command has been an issue for him this entire season, and tonight, see if he's coming out pounding the zone. He did that in the first at-bat, but then the 4-pitch walk after.
Langolier will have to wait on that pitch as we have a check on first. Stowers back okay.
Stowers 7 of 7 on stolen bases this year so far for the Anglers.
Played in the Northwood League last summer. Now a notch up here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The 1-1 from Pito as he sets on the mound, and here it is. Breaking ball misses outside. Bro tried to frame it, but they won't get the call from Aquino behind the plate. We're just underway here from Gov Fuller Field. A couple minutes past 6 o'clock. Beautiful skies, a little muggy, but for the most part the breeze is gentle and cool. And it's a nice Wednesday evening in Falmouth. Pito sets the 2-1. Swung on and missed. The count knots up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that's what Pito wants, to have those swing and miss strikes. If he hits his spots, he's going to get those. And for Pito, it's just being able to find that strike zone, which has been an issue for him.
He has a man on first, 1 out, scoreless game, top of the first inning. Here's the 2-2 from Robbie Pito to Shea Langolier. The runner's going, the pitch is a ball, the throw down to second, not in time. Make it 8 for 8 stolen base attempts for Stowers. He's in second and in scoring position.
Yeah, just the throw a little bit high there. The throw actually might have beaten Stowers to the bag, but Clayton Dano had to jump up for that ball and not able to get the tag down in time.
Scratched out a very late call from Aquino there on that strike. It is a strikeout to Langolier, so 2 away now. Runner on second. And Aquino ringing him up there, a big presence behind that home plate. And he is in command of this game. He's calling time now as Aiello will step in. It's Johnny Aiello out of Wake Forest. 6'2", 210 pounds, a tall presence in that right-handed batter's box. Pito checks on Stowers, and that's a breaking ball outside, ball 1.
And John Schiffner had a great relationship with former Wake Forest coach George Greer, and he retired a few years back, but they used to get a lot of Wake Forest guys on this Chatham Anglers team back in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Aiello's hitting .258 this summer. Pito shakes that glove around, has his pitch, stares at Stowers on second, and here's the 1-0 delivery. A fastball just catching the knees on the outside corner, strike 1. Aiello 1 for 3 last night, had a couple RBIs in that 5-3 Anglers victory. That was a big one for them. 4th straight, pushed them over Brewster in the Eastern Division. Brewster dropped to 15-15-1. Chatham picked up their 16th victory of the season.
Got them over 500.
Exactly. Commodores trying to do that. They're 2 games below 500 right now. Here's the pitch. Another good frame job there from Bro, but he won't get the call. 2-1.
Chatham, one of 3 teams who have not tied yet this season. You have Hyannis is tied twice, but Orleans, Chatham, and Bourne, 3 teams who have not tied, and those ties are never fun.
Not at all. We've seen a couple of them here with the Commodores. Just the one, excuse me. It was that 9-9 tie to Wareham.
Almost had one
back.
on Sunday.
Exactly. And we're well on our way to maybe getting one last night before that 2-run shot off the bat of Jimmy Herron for Orleans. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Pito. Fastball low and outside to 3-1.
And Pito's, he's been falling behind in some counts here early in this ball game. His pitch count's going to rise quickly if that is the case throughout his outing, and he's at least looking to get 5, at least become the pitcher of record in this one, and be another step in the right direction for Pito.
Commodores coming off a brilliant start from Matt Mercer, 7 scoreless innings while striking out 7. Here's the hitter's count pitch with Stowers running, and Bro will not throw. Stowers swipes third. It's outside a ball, and so Aiello walks, and there'll be runners on the corners for Fabian Pena.
So now 2 walks in the inning for Robbie Pito, a strikeout sandwiched in there, but that's really not the start you want if you're Robbie Pito. His pitch count is going to keep rising here, and walks are never a good thing, especially with 2 outs. They'll come back to get you, and now you have runners on at the corners and a bit of a jam to get out of here in the first.
Falmouth leads the Cape Cod Baseball League now with 137 free passes. So it's Pena stepping in here, the right-handed hitter from Manhattan College, and here's the first offering from Pito, once more missing outside, and that's kind of where he's been avoiding that zone so far in this outing.
12 balls, now 7 strikes, and that's not the ratio you want if you're Robbie Pito.
And the Commodores 8th in the league in ERA at 4.56. The delivery fouled out of play, 1-1. Pena home run last night, a couple hits as well. Big part of that victory over Brewster. Chatham trying to pick up their 5th straight win against the Commodores this evening at Gov Fuller Field. Falmouth, it's our 2nd straight of 4 straight matchups against the Eastern Division. Here's the 1-1 from Pito as he sets on the mound. Breaking ball just above the letters, ball 2, and Pito is just struggling to find the zone at this point.
Yeah, not a whole lot of depth to that curveball right there. Really stay tight and compact at the top of that strike zone. Didn't get that depth we see with that 11-5 break he usually gets.
He calmly sets on the mound, has his pitch from Bro, and here's the 2-1, swung on and missed. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that's probably not what Pena wanted to do right there, swing through a fastball high and out of the zone, especially with Pito being shaky with his command early in this one. You don't want to help him out.
Commodores pitching staff could use another good start as they're trying to just break out of this recent rut they've been in, 3-9-1 since that 6-game winning streak. Pito moves that glove a little bit as he's setting his pitch to disguise it, and here's the 2-2. High, missing inside, nearly hitting the arm of Pena, but it misses, 3-2.
And he's missing up in the zone a lot in this at-bat. He's been missing outside of the zone on the outside corners earlier, but now that runner at first going to get a head start with the count at 3-2.
2 outs, runners on the corners, top of the first inning. And here's the payoff pitch from Pena with the runner going. It's high, 3rd walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded.
And this is definitely not the start Robbie Pito wanted. Now bases loaded and 2 outs in the inning. Pito now going to have to work for this one to get out of it.
Every runner that has reached base has been on there via the free pass, and so now it's Jeremy Pena, the other Pena in this lineup, and very quickly, we'll get a mound visit from pitching coach Mike Landry for the Falmouth Commodores. He strides over that chalk at first base, and he'll have a chat with this the State College of Florida product.
This may be the earliest we've seen Mike Landry come out of the dugout this season, just through 2/3 of an inning, and Robbie Pito, this is not the start you wanted. This Commodore bullpen not too taxed last night as Matt Mercer went 7 innings, just 2 other relievers, Israel Fuentes and Ian Cook, but you still want to see Pito get you at least 4 innings.
Oh, without a doubt about it. You've played some deep games in the recent past. You had that tie. You had a 10-inning game yesterday, and so despite the fact that you didn't use as many pitchers last night, it's still you want to avoid that going forward, keep those arms fresh, especially with the home stretch coming up, and you're still looking for that playoff spot. You're in safe position right now, but in the Cape League, it's all about who's getting hot at the right time, and Hyannis could really catch fire, and you have to watch out for that. So now it's the bases loaded for Jeremy Pena. He's hitting .256 this season. And here's the first pitch from Pito, missing high, another ball, and he's down in the count.
And this is tough for Robbie Pito now. You got to battle up there on the mound, take it upon yourself to get your team out of this situation that you put them in.
See what he can do with the bases loaded. This is ripped, a base hit into left field. That'll bring home 1 run. Chatham Anglers guy at third base stops, comes home to score after the throw over there in left field was halted. Langworthy bobbled that baseball out there in left field. It's a 2-0 Anglers lead on a big strike from Pena.
Yeah, and that's just tough right there if you're Robbie Pito, and then Austin Langworthy, a bit of a bobble out there in left, enables another run to come home. And we were talking about the Commodores trying to get ahead early in this ball game. Already they're playing from behind.
First hit of the night for the Anglers is a big one, puts them ahead 2-0. RBI strike from Jeremy Pena. He's on first base now. The runner came around third, had the go-ahead sign after initially being held up. So now at the plate for it's Ashton McGee out of UNC. Teammates with Robbie Pito this last spring. That first pitch is fouled back, strike 1, and Pito ahead in the count for a change.
And that will be a hit and an E7 officially on Austin Langworthy as the bobble enabled another run to come home on that play.
Pito ahead in the count, checks at second where Fabian Pena stands. A couple of those guys on the base pass. There's strike 2. You have Jeremy Pena at first and Fabian Pena at second. And Pito ahead in the count. We haven't seen this much in this inning.
This is a big pitch right here for Pito. 3-pitch strikeout would be big.
He checks at second, and here's the delivery. It sails over the head of McGee. Each runner will advance a base. Bro runs back and grabs it. A loud and high, ball 1.
I think we can call that one a wild pitch right there from Robbie Pito. Well out of the reach of Josh Bro right there. And just as I was saying, hopefully he can get a 3-pitch strikeout. He puts one to the backstop.
You could say it was just a bit inside.
Inside.
And high, too.
Yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the man from UNC Chapel Hill. It's Ashton McGee, 6'2", 215-pound infielder. He fists that over towards the Angler bullpen, and it drops just in front of the netting down there. And we'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now 2 runners in scoring position. You really got to get out of this situation right here. Do not want 2 more runs to come across and have the Anglers break this one open like you did when you were up in Chatham just a few weeks ago.
The 4th start of the summer for Pito, off to a rough beginning. He stares into Bro, has a sign, and here's his 1-2 pitch. High once more. Count evens up at 2-2.
Already up towards 30 pitches in this inning now for Robbie Pito. It's been a long first inning here.
Without a doubt, it's a man that's hitting just 104 at the plate. McGee fouls it back. And we'll do it again once more. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, 2 runners on, and it's a 2-0 lead. Extra deuces wild.
Lots of deuces.
See what Pito can dial up here as he's trying to get out of this frame, limiting the damage to just 2. The delivery swung on and missed. First strikeout of the game for Robbie Pito. Gets him out of that jam. Second, pardon me, and that'll leave 2 runners stranded in scoring position. Led to the bottom of the first inning. The Commodores already trailed 2-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
My name is Josh Eastern. I am a broadcaster here for the Commodores from Indiana University. And the thing I love most about interning for the Commodores is the community aspect here at Go Fuller Field. The whole town of Falmouth coming out to see their Commodores and supporting the team this summer.
Bottom of the first inning, we'll get the first look at the Falmouth Commodores bats. Clayton Daniel, Austin Langworthy, and Alec Boehm head of the dish. They'll face Dan Hammer. He is 1-2 with a 6.48 ERA out of Pittsburgh, the University of Pittsburgh. And he'll face the leadoff man, Clayton Daniel, to begin this ballgame for the Commodores. First pitch in there, a strike. Clayton Daniel in that starting lineup, and for the first time coming off a night where he did not reach base.
And the first time all season he's been under 300 in terms of his batting average, so tough night for him last night.
Hammer kicks back and delivers. That's a ball, 1-1. Hammer from Pittsburgh, 6'2", 180 pounds, originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Born in 1997. Here's the 1-1. That's low, ball 2. Hammer, his last starts, just 2 innings thrown, 7 runs, 6 of those earned. He walked 2, allowed 7 hits, only struck out 1. He only has 1 scoreless outing that came all the way back on June 27th. A bunt by Daniel down the third base line goes just foul. McGee grabs that at third. While we're at it, let's get you the infield for the Anglers. It's McGee at third base, Jeremy Pena at shortstop, Palamaki at second, Aiello at first base. Then the outfield is Stowers in left, Coppins in center, and Kay in left. And then Langolier behind the plate for the Anglers.
And Langolier just gave the bat to the bat girl to go give to Clayton Daniel, and the bat girl almost ran off with it. So luckily, Langolier called her back, and we're all good to go. Daniel has his bat now.
He's ready to go, and it's a 2-2 count to the man from Jacksonville State. That's low, and the count fills now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that is good to see from Daniel. After you go down 2 runs in the top half of this frame, you come in there and you're already working a good at-bat against a man that has struggled this year. Here's the payoff pitch. This is a laser into center field past the diving glove of Palamaki. And so Daniel will reach, and just like that, there's a new streak to start.
Hey, you can't keep him off the bases for long, as Hunter Morris gives him a pat on the helmet right there. Nice piece of 2-strike hitting right there from Clayton Daniel. Didn't try to do too much with it. Not even a hard hit ball, just found a hole up the middle, and Daniel, a base stealing threat, is already on.
Just 3 hits for the Commodores last night in Orleans, and they already have 1 here in the first man of the ball game. Austin Langworthy out of Florida now steps in. Lefty versus the righty Hammer. Hammer kicks and delivers. That's low and outside, ball 1. So Daniel a single. That'll probably bump his average back above 500. He's at first base, always a threat to steal.
8 of 13.
He takes his lead, and there's a check on him. Head first slide back. All in every time. That really describes Clayton Daniel, a man that gives his all no matter where he's at on the diamond, whether he's starting, whether he's running the bases, whether he's at the plate. He'll give you his all. Similar for Austin Langworthy. Here's the 1-0. It's high. 2-0. Langworthy, a guy that really has come in and solidified his presence in this lineup, both in the outfield and in this batting lineup.
He's only hitting 172, but probably a little adjustment coming over from college.
The 2-0, he lays off an outside fastball, but it catches the corner and called strike by Bob Aquino, 2-1.
And Langworthy's a player that Trundy really likes. He's a hard-working guy. He usually wears his jersey during warm-ups, and usually all the players wear their warm-up shirt, but he wears his jersey.
Here's the 2-1, swung on, fouled out a play. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So he's always ready to play, I guess you could say.
Wearing his jersey in BP, you
I've
really don't see that too often.
I've seen it on the road, maybe not as much at home, but definitely on the road he's worn it.
He's a very casual guy, just willing to kind of chat about whatever. Check on first, and that was a close play. Daniel gets back safely. The ball popped out of Aiello's mitt, but it probably would have been safe regardless. Langworthy chat about weather here on Cape Cod. It's a pretty muggy day. He's originally from Florida, and he said it's about 60 times worse over down there. Another check at first base, so once more Daniel's back okay.
So, I mean, the humidity today was in probably the 70%. I mean, what is that? It's like 100% all the time?
Oh, he said it feels like you're just weighed to the ground 24/7.
That's awful.
The 8 a.m. game times, he said, are still rough. Here's the 2-2. It's high and outside, so the count will fill. Second straight batter against Hammer that has worked a full count.
It's 2 straight full counts now as Hammer's going to try to come here against Langworthy. We'll see if Langworthy puts something in play.
Once more, another check on Daniel. He slides back in ahead of the throw and is safe.
And we'll see if Daniel potentially takes off with this pitch, maybe a hit and run, put in play here with a 3-2 count and no outs.
Commodores need to get aggressive if they want to get some runs across the scoreboard. Here's the payoff pitch. Langworthy slaps that into left field, a base hit. Station-to-station baseball for the Commodores. Daniel goes to second, Langworthy at first. And that puts a couple men on for the bat of Alec Bohm.
You just got to hit it where they ain't, and Austin Langworthy finds that hole over there near the shortstop position as Pena was playing for the double play, so he was a little bit closer to the bag at second, and he just kind of poked it out there and found a hole, and already the second hit of the night for the Commodores, and they didn't have that many last night.
It's now Alec Bohm who leads the league in average hits at bats. He's also second in doubles with 9. Really having a wonderful start to his summer, and then he's just kept it going throughout the month of July. Hitting .381, 48 hits, 126 at-bats. Slugger from Wichita State grips his bat, and here's the first pitch he'll see. It's outside, ball 1.
He has been in this 3-hole all season long for the Commodores. I think he hit in the 4-hole maybe once or twice, but it's mostly been that 3-hole for Alec Bohm. It's been there since day one and has not moved.
Commodores are run in scoring position. That's Clayton Daniel taking his lead at second. Dan Hammer sets on the mound, checks on Daniel, and here's his delivery. Fastball on the corner, strike 1.
Alec Bohm asking Aquino about that, see where it was. Is that probably he's asking the question, is that how far out we're going tonight? But we'll see what this strike zone looks like as the night goes on.
Well, you have Alec Bohm's tall presence. He can reach that outside fastball if necessary. He is an all-fields hitter, and he could slap that down the line. Here's the 1-1. Curveball goes outside, and Bohm gets ahead of the count, 2-1.
We'll see if the Commodores put something in motion here. I know there's no outs and one of your best hitters at the plate, but you have 2 good base runners out there with Daniel and Langworthy.
Hammer's only scoreless outing. He was a brilliant one. 6 innings thrown, 0 runs. He struck out 4, allowed 5 hits. This one swung on as Bohm tries to go the opposite way. He can't. Goes out of play, 2-2.
And I mean, Hammer's going to be, he's touched 95 with his fastball. He's lived between 90 and 93. And if he's really working good, he's going to have some 2-seam action over across the outside corner of those right-handed hitters. He's got that 11-5 curveball as well, along with a good changeup.
Just 3 walks on the summer, despite the high run total. Here's the 2-2 to Alec Bohm. Swung on, lifted into left field down the line. Running grab from Kay will stop that. Daniel will tag from second, go to third. Langworthy stays at first, so a fly out from Bohm, but that does put a man on third base with just 1 out.
And a good job by Clayton Daniels. That ball was hit into the corner out there and right. He tagged at second and was able to get into third, get into just now being 90 feet away from scoring a run. And now a sac fly would work, even a wild pitch. You put some pressure now on the catcher and the pitcher.
George Yancia, the man from Texas A&M, steps in, hitting cleanup tonight for the Commodores. A chance to prove his merit in that position with a runner on third base just 90 feet away. Yancia stares out there at Hammer. Coming into this matchup, one of the premier hitters on this Commodores team. As he looks at ball 1. It's hitting .333 and will be starting in the All-Star game on Saturday. Yancia, a long look over at Hammer. Now he sets his hands just above the letters. The 1-0, high and inside, ball 2.
And Yancia obviously going to be playing shortstop. I guess it's really not that obvious that he's playing third tonight, but he will be over at shortstop, and be good to see him play kind of a different position. He hasn't played much of it since high school.
Runners on the corners, the 2-0, high once more. Hammer struggling with command so far in this inning. A couple full counts, a 2-2 count to Bohm, and now he's down 3-0 to Yancia.
Yeah, both pitchers kind of working with the same issues early in this game, unable to find the zone.
We'll see if he takes on 3-0. He does. It's inside, and the bases are loaded.
Good at-bat there from George Yancia. Sees a bunch of pitches, doesn't like any of them, takes his base. That's what good hitters do. When they don't have their pitch, they're going to wait for it. If it doesn't come, they'll take their base.
Just the 4th walk of the game of the season issued by Hammer. A man that really commanded that strike zone well. A little inconsistent in this first inning. That'll prompt a mound visit from the Anglers. Chatham again winning 4 straight coming into this matchup. 7-3 in their last 10. And right now, it's going to be Trevor Larnach stepping in. This is the time where you could really use Larnach's bat to break out.
Absolutely. A big RBI opportunity right here. Just 5 RBIs, but had a bunch in that game against Chatham earlier. That was his first game on the Cape, a breakout game for him, a home run in his first at-bat. He was 3 for 4 that night with a double as well. So see what he can do in the second time around against this Anglers ball club.
Last night, Larnach 1 for 4 with a couple strikeouts. His average has dropped to .263. On base percentage below .400 for the first time this summer as well. Mound visit is completed. And now Trevor Larnach steps in with the bases loaded. 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. It's already a 2-0 Chatham lead, but Falmouth trying to stay in this ball game early. Larnach a couple hack swings, and now he's ready. The first pitch from Hammer down the middle, and that's a grounder into left field. That'll be a base hit. 1 run comes home to score. Daniel touches home. The Commodores have the first run of the ball game. 2-1 Anglers still lead. An RBI single from Trevor Larnach.
His 6th RBI on the season, and good piece of hitting right there, going the other way, finding a hole. And now it's up to Josh Bro to see if he can keep it going.
Commodores 3 hits last night, already 3 in the first inning against the Anglers. An opportunity for another one with Josh Bro stepping in, and he has those pants rolled up. We do not see that too often.
After the 10-game hit streak comes to a close, time to change things up a little bit while you got the chance.
Shake up the juju a little bit and see what happens. So Bro now with the bases still loaded, 1 out, swings and misses. Big hack from the McLennan Community College product.
We saw Josh Bro at first base last night, away from his normal catcher position, but played a good first base. At
first tonight, it's sadly Rutschman, through his last 4 games, have been at that position. Bro now crouching into the batter's box, holds off on a breaking ball, and a good reason, it's ball. Kind of flinched on that one, took his front shoulder out right there, but a good eye, and maybe a little bit fortunate to see that caught a ball. Langworthy's on third, Yoncha's on second, and Larnach on first. 1 away here, 2-1 Anglers lead, but the Commodores are chipping away. They already have 3 hits just to the 1 Angler strike. This ball struck pretty well, high and deep. Oh, baby, that's a grand slam! Commodores take the lead 5-2 over the Chatham Anglers. A moonshot from Bro, and his hot bat will not be quieted. Stowers just gave that a courtesy look over there and left. That was gone off the bat. Josh Bro keeps his hot streak going. His 5th home run, RBIs 13, 14, 15, and 16 on the season. And his hot bat picks up right where it left off after a tough night last night. He's back at it. Warmly greeted by his teammates as he enters the dugout. That'll clear the bases. Promptly puts Falmouth ahead by 3, 5-2 now after the big blow. Falmouth has struck after the Anglers had 2 in that first inning. Now it's Logan Davidson, first pitches of ball. 4 hits. They surpassed their total from last night here in the first. And Bro, man, his 10-game streak comes to a close yesterday, and he starts a new one here with a bang. There's a pitch outside, 2-0 to Davidson. And as the late great broadcaster Dave Niehaus would say, get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's grand salami time. Rest in peace. That's low. No, called a strike. A late call there from Aquino. He usually takes his time now, so I'll adjust accordingly. You got to wait. It's a different – each and every night, each umpire has their own style, how they umpire ball games, and he has his own. This ball driven into center field, puts Coppins on his horse. He goes to his right and in front of the wall, will grab it for a long fly out. Davidson, who was 4 for his last 9, a big fly there, but not able to get it out of the yard. The wind is blowing a little bit here tonight. It's kind of been a swirling wind, but pregame was blowing out to left. Now it's
kind of swirling around out there, but there is definitely some wind tonight. We've seen a lot of wind this year at Gov Fuller.
It's a continuous topic of conversation, so you know it's an important one, and Josh Rowe capitalized upon it just a couple minutes ago. Now, stepping in, it's Adley Rutschman. Looks at a strike. He's at first base today. 3 of his last 4 games have been in that position, and he came in as the freshman everyday catcher for Oregon State. The 0-1. Missing inside, 1-1.
Just a way to get his bat in the lineup. He's only batting .229, but he has been on base a lot. The other night, and I think it was against Hyannis, reached 5 times and was really, really good in that game.
The 1-1. Down the middle, just a little low. Ball 2. Looked like a good pitch.
Yeah, but the big thing is Rutschman's putting the ball in play. He's putting pressure on the defense. A couple errors, a couple walks have gotten him on base in previous games, and he's been an on-base machine for this team.
2-1 outside, but on the corner. I'm really going to need to start adjusting here.
Yeah, he's been calling that strike zone as long as he keeps it consistent all night long, and that's all you can ask for.
The 2-2 with 2 outs. Swung on a slow chopper over to the second baseman, Palomaki. He charges, throws across his body, and that's a great play from Palomaki to end this inning. But the Commodores rally 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning, highlighted by a moonshot grand slam from Josh Breaux. They're on top of the Anglers 5-2 as we head to the top of the second on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Hi, my name is Mitchell Miller. I'm from Clemson University, grew up in Covington, Georgia. I want to shout out to all my boys back home. Jake just turned 21. All the Tigers back in Tiger Town. OG, Chris Williams, Cromie. Yeah. Shout out to me. Oh yeah, shout out Zohan right there. He throws 90 poo.
Pito left after his first frame, trailing by 2. He enters the ball game here in the top of the second, ahead by 3. 5-2 Falmouth Commodores. Robbie Pito back out there. Inning number 2, he'll face Kay, Coppins, and Palomaki for the Anglers, and just like that, Falmouth has turned this game right around on the A's. So now Pito, who's warming up during that inning as well, trying to keep that arm active, hurls a fastball that misses high. A leadoff ball from Pito after he struggled with his command in that first.
Yeah, a few walks in that inning for Robbie Pito. Loaded the bases up. But we'll see what he can do here in the second inning.
The 1-0, just missing outside. And again, Breaux just doing his best back there, trying to frame those corner pitches, but so far hasn't been able to do the job as Pito's been just missing on that outside half of the plate. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and missed. Beautiful big hack there from Kay, but he comes up empty. Ball bounces out of the mitt of Breaux, but with no one on board, no worries.
So 7 batters come to the plate for Chatham, but only 2 runs come across, and 8 batters come to the plate in that first inning for the Commodores, and 5 runs comes across. So pretty long first inning there.
The 2-1. Outside half of the plate, called a strike there from Aquino. He has an emphatic call there, really draws it out, uses that diaphragm. And it's now 2-2.
It's always good to see what these umpires have.
Here's the pitch. Inside in the dirt, and Breaux digs it out. Count fills. It really is. Each one has their unique style. Even everything from how they hold the sign
call
out there. Yeah, exactly. 3-2. Each one kind of does it differently. Here's the payoff pitch to Kay. This one swung on, drilled into right. Larnick slides and grabs it. Beautiful play from Trevor Larnick, robbing Kay of a hit. He tips his hat. And that's a big first out from Trevor Larnick.
It's kind of an awkward little dive there by Trevor Larnick. I think he was kind of undecided if he wanted to actually dive for that, but he does, and a nice play there for the first out of the inning.
And for Pito, you have to be very thankful about that. It looked like it could be another hit, and the woes continue, but instead it's a first out. And now stepping in the 9-hole hitter, it's Mason Coppins out of Northeastern. He swings, drills this into pretty deep right field, but Larnick back there. He grabs it, and 2 are quickly away for Pito.
So Pito's retired the first batter now in back-to-back innings, and then right there getting a quick second out. Larnick staying busy out there and right, battling that sun.
So now we'll get another look at the Anglers lineup. Jake Palamaki, the leadoff man, steps in. He lined out softly to Davidson to begin this ball game. So the bats for the Anglers have made some good contact so far, but they've also taken advantage of that command issue from Pito. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. At the letters, strike 1. 3 walks in that first frame from Robbie. He's settled down now thus far. 2 quick outs here in the second, after the Commodores gave him that 3-run cushion. The pitch, breaking ball, and that's the best one we've seen of the night here from Pito.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that pitch right there. Kind of froze Palamaki, and now Pito heading to count 0-2.
See if he can get that 3-pitch strikeout that eluded him in the first. He was close to it, but not able to come around. And here is the 0-2, swung on. This is again to right field. Larnick comes in and makes a basket catch, bobbles it, and holds on. Larnick does it all there in right field, gets the first, second, and third out for Robbie Pito. We're on to the bottom of the second, 5-2 Commodores on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Five-two Commodores here in the bottom of the second. Due up for Falmouth, Steinmetz, Daniel, and Langworthy. They'll still be facing Dan Hammer out there on the mound for the Anglers. Commodores broke out for a big 5-run first against them. First pitch in there to Hunter Steinmetz on the corner, strike 1. Steinmetz in the lineup today, center field for the Commodores. He's been in that 9-hole, 2-hole leadoff spot as well. He squares around. The pitch runs in, almost hits him, but instead strikes that bat. And so it's a mistake, strike 2 for Steinmetz.
Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate right there if you're Hunter Steinmetz. Kind of just had to protect himself in that situation.
Steinmetz recently went through a rough patch, but as of late, 4-game hit streak. He's hitting .444 during that stretch. A couple RBIs, a couple doubles, a couple walks as well. Struck out 4 times. The pitch swung on. Hits the screen. And it's still 0-2. He's still striking out a lot for that kind of 9-hole leadoff man, and that's kind of tough to deal with, but you're really going to have to.
Yeah, and as a center fielder, a speedy guy, he's going to be at the top of the lineup moving forward, you'd think.
The 0-2 swung on, floated just over the Anglers' bullpen, and it drops right in front of them. No one made the play.
No one did. If I was out there, I would have made the play.
I mean, We've seen the foul ball that you did not grab, Josh.
You know what? I was connected to a headset. I didn't want to ruin the broadcast.
Sacrifices must be made. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Steinmetz. First out here in the second.
27th strikeout for Hunter Steinmetz now in his 24th game played. I mean, he's going to be a guy who's at the top of a lot of lineups moving forward. He's the leadoff guy for Missouri State, struck out 59 times this year. It's a lot of strikeouts for a leadoff hitter, and that's somebody who you want the ball put in play. And when you're striking out a lot, that's not going to help.
So Daniel will step in, the complete opposite of Steinmetz in the fact that he barely ever strikes out, the third toughest to strike out here in the Cape League this summer. Minimum 90 at-bats, so
just 10.
Exactly. Here's the 0-1. That misses down low. 1-1 to Clayton Daniel from Jacksonville State. Singled and scored back in the first inning. Worked a full count of that at-bat against Hammer. Hammer's ready now. Kicks. Here's a delivery high. Hammer, a lankier frame up there on the mound. A lot of tall girth to him, but still, the pop from his arm is good. He's touched 95 this summer. Usually sits around the low 90s. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, fouled out of play. 2-2.
That's something Clayton Daniel does a lot. He's going to wait for his pitches, and he's going to foul a lot of pitches off. We've seen it all year long, and when he does strike out, he's pretty angry with himself, and
he's a very even-keeled man.
Yes.
Whether he's out on the field, at the plate, I would guess going about everyday life, in the classroom, taking his tests, whatever it might be, he has a steady approach. He was very upset a couple days ago when he did strike out. Here's the 2-2. Good eye from Daniel down in the dirt. And for the second straight at bat, he's worked a full account.
And I was over near the dugout when he did strike out at Bourne, and he was mad with himself, walked back with his head down, but his teammates were picking him up, telling him it's okay. And it's a pretty rare day when Clayton Daniel does strike out.
If you think he's played in 31 games, only struck out 10 times. Grounder over to the second baseman, Palamaki, has trouble handling it, but it was so sharply hit that he has it over to first base in time, 2 away.
And then Aiello tries to throw it around and throws it in the dirt and into left field, as now the Anglers will finish throwing it around and get it back to the pitcher.
I'm not a very superstitious man, but that just doesn't seem like good juju right there.
No, it really doesn't.
So
but we'll see. Because throwing it around is supposed to keep the infield in the game, you know, just keep you fresh, but that's not going to do it.
2 away now for Austin Langworthy. Singled and scored on that home run. He lays into the first pitch, but fouls it back. Strike 1. Langworthy from Florida. Grew up there as well. He's used to that muggy heat, and Cape Cod's actually a welcome break for him as well. He's getting away from Florida during the summer. That's high. Ball 1. And Florida obviously known for their humid weather, and he says it just makes you feel like you're just draped and stuck to the ground. It's so bad.
That sounds just absolutely awful.
Here's the 1-1. Inside, pushes Langworthy off the plate, ball 2.
Because I come here and I'm like, this is disgustingly humid, but then you go somewhere else and it could be even worse.
I'm from Arizona, and it's incredibly hot there. It'll reach 115 on the routine during the summer, but it's a dry heat.
Dry.
The 2-1 dropped in there, a beautiful changeup from Hammer, strike 2.
He'll work in that changeup, a 3-pitch arsenal right there for Dan Hammer. That fastball, a good curve ball, along with the changeup. He's going to be a good prospect going forward, but still has to kind of refine his skills.
Sets at the belt, delivers, and Langworthy again fouls it out of play. 2-2. The count will stay there. Shadows, as they normally do around this time, 6:45 in Falmouth on the East Coast. They're starting to creep over there in left field in the left side of the infield. The delivery swung on, a little floater into shallow left. Coming in is Stowers, and he grabs it, and that'll end the inning. A beautiful running play there from the left fielder. The Commodores are retired in order, and we'll head to the third inning. It's 5-2 Falmouth on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. After a quiet second inning, we're on to the third. Robbie Pito back out there for Falmouth. 5-2 ball game. Commodores lead. It's the Cape Cod hitter of the week. Stowers to the plate. Behind him it'll be Langolier and Aiello. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Anglers. First pitch in there from Pito. Grounded over into the Anglers bullpen. Their pitching coach down there struggles with it, but he finally picks up with the bare hand.
Stowers 2 stolen bases last time he got on. He walked. Now 9 for 9 on the base paths this year.
He's the rising junior from Louisville and stares at strike 2 there, and that's good to see from Pito. Quickly getting ahead. He had a smoother second, but still the command issues in the first still loom. The 0-2 way outside, and that's ball 1.
We'll see what Pito comes back with. A nice inning in the second, a rough outing in the first, so we'll see what his outing is going to be made of right here in this third inning.
Stowers is ready. So is Pito. The delivery called strike 3. Aquino rings Stowers up. Third strikeout of the game for Pito, and that's the first out in the third.
Bit of a delayed call right there from Aquino, but still a nice pitch right there from Robbie Pito, getting a strikeout. That is his third now of the evening.
That brings the former Cape League hitter of the week, Shea Langolier, to the plate. 6 home runs on the year for Langolier. That leads the Chatham A's. Here's the first pitch he'll see. Goes outside, ball 1. Chatham comes in here, picking up their 16th win last night, winning 4 straight in a row, 7-3 in their past 10. Fastball pumped in there from Pito. He loses his footing a bit as it goes down in the dirt. Ball 2. Langolier robbed of a home run in grand fashion. Andy Atwood just a couple days ago made a Sports Center play that landed top 4 overall on that show. That's outside. It was a grab that he was running towards the track. He leapt, he made the catch, and what was more impressive though is he hit the wall, flipped over it, and still hung on.
Reminds me of Jay Buhner at Fenway Park back in the early 2000s.
3-0. That misses outside. 4th walk of the game issued from Pito, and that puts a man aboard with 1 out, and those free passes sure can kill you. A couple runs came around to score after they were walked in the first, and now let's see if Pito can work around this one in the third.
Now Dalton Feeney going to get warm out there in the Commodores bullpen. He was throwing a little bit in between the top and bottom of the first inning, but we'll see now how long Pito can stay on here. A double play would be his best friend right here.
They'll face Aiello. It's Johnny Aiello out of Wake Forest. Walked and scored back in the first, and again the command issues presenting themselves as Pito is down the count after a ball in the dirt.
Pito really needs to lock in right here. Did a good job only limiting the Anglers to 2 runs there in that first inning. Could have been a lot worse, but right here wants to keep them where they're at with a 5-2 lead.
Fouled straight back, hitting the rusty lock there. You don't see that too often. There's a lock that's been on this fence here for who knows how long. It is covered in rust, and Aiello just struck it there with a foul ball.
I feel like if it kind of turns around on the other side of the fence, so it's kind of facing the field, and it gets hit, it might just like shatter and dissolve.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know. It's a rusty lock.
Let's see if it happens again. Lightning can't strike twice in the same place, you know. Let's see if it happens here. 1-1. It won't. That's a strike there. Dropped in there from Pito. 1-2. Shea Langolier on first, and Johnny Aiello at the plate now. Aiello, his grandma played professional basketball for the Arkansas Travelers. That came in 1950, so
whoa,
it's in his blood. And he's switching it up, though, with a little bit of baseball here in the Cape League. The 1-2. He lays off a breaking ball, missing outside, 2-2.
Good eye right there from Aiello, and Robbie Pito trying not to lose him right here now at 2-2.
Aiello born on Valentine's Day, February 14th in 1997. We'll get a check on first. Head first slide, kicking the dust up there from Aiello. And that's Another check over there on first. Held on by Rutschman over at first base for the Commodores. Pito looks over at Langolier. Now sets. And here's the 2-2 from the stretch. Pito kicks, delivers. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Robbie Pito, his 4th. And 2 are away.
Nice pitch right there. Went low in the zone, Robbie Pito did, and changed the eye level of Aiello and able to get that strikeout.
Now it's Fabian Pena, 2-time All-MAC AC first team selection. Johnny Bench Award watch list a couple times as well. He's 9th in school history with 46 doubles over at Manhattan College. The Jaspers. First pitch high just above the letters. It's just tough sometimes to see these calls from Aquino. He waits there, he moves a little bit like he is going to make a call, and then doesn't sometimes.
The worst is when an umpire just does like that little fist, but right in front of him, so when we're right behind him, we can't see.
Pito sets the 1-0. Outside, missing. Bro again doing his best to frame that, but no call.
That's just us being petty and complaining, though.
I'm not a petty person, Josh.
Okay. I didn't say you were. I was
you
complaining
said
about
us.
that.
You
Sorry.
said us.
Me.
Don't shock me into that group with you, Josh. Here's the 2-0 from Pito. This time missing inside, but it'll catch the corner. Another late call from Aquino. Pito now has a 2-1 count. Langolier on first base. It's 5-2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. All the runs have come in the first. Shadows over, engulfing left field. Langworthy in complete shadows right now. Just behind him, though, is in that sunlight. It's kind of little stripes of sunlight coming through the trees over here to the left of Gov Fuller Field. There's some houses over there as well. They'll get some foul balls every now and then. They also prop out their lawn chairs and watch baseball. Swung on and missed there. High fastball from Pito. Evens up the count 2-2.
Not that this isn't already free, but it's got to be nice to watch a baseball game in your backyard.
But also the looming threat of foul balls almost, half the summer.
Got to board up those windows.
You really do. Get ready for the storm. Pito calmly sets out there. Stares into the catcher behind the plate. Dishes a breaking ball that'll miss. The count now is filled with 2 outs and a runner on first. Pito's already walked 1 in this inning and has walked 4. See what he could dial up here. The man from Manhattan College, Pena, walked in his first at-bat. He also homered last night in that win over Brewster. The payoff pitch with 2 outs, runner going. This is swung on and looped over to Davidson. He fields it on a hop. Nice play over to first, and that'll retire the side. Beautiful stop from Logan Davidson at shortstop to get out of this inning. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd inning, 5-2. Stay with us. The premier hitter in the Cape League steps to the plate to kick off this bottom of the 3rd inning. Alec Boehm will face Dan Hammer still out there on the mound. 5-2. The Commodores in control of this game after a 5-run first inning grand slam from Josh Bro. And after the Anglers had struck for a 2-spot in that first frame, but Commodores in the lead now, and Bohm will step in. He flew out his first at-bat, and he gets a hold of that pitch. It's going high and foul.
It's one of those, if it's fair, it's gone, and it's foul.
Bohm got all of that, kind of grimacing as he goes back to the plate, just missing a home run there. That would have equaled the moonshot from Bro.
That almost hit the. I mean, that hit that back fence. That. Have we had a shot that hit the street yet this year?
Not this year.
Was there one last year?
Last year, I believe there was, but last year was a pretty crazy year, so sometimes hard to track all those big moments. The 0-1 misses outside. I mean, you had J.J. Matijevic going yard pretty often. It wasn't a team that relied upon the long ball. They didn't lead the lead in home.
I don't think anybody I mean, this team just relies on the long ball every night, it seems like.
1-1 swung on and fouled just back. Bohm hopping and skipping over that plate. Missing 2 good pitches here in this at-bat. He hasn't been able to straighten them out just yet.
He's really close on that first pitch. Really, that was a high fly ball. I think
it was a high fastball too that he just turned on.
And Hammer's coming with power at 6'2", 175, and he can really bring it.
Here's the 1-2, down and outside, 2-2.
And when you see that miss low and away on a fastball like that, that's just an overthrow right there.
Well, and that's something that he's been trying to work on. He's a really raw arm, and it has a lot of kind of variation in its consistency so far. This one swung on, fouled back. But you see the fastball that touches the 90s pretty regularly there, and the delivery, though, could use a little work and consistency. He still works pretty quickly, and that might have something to do with that. But let's see what he can dial up here against the big slugger Alec Bohm. Andre the Giant, he digs back in there, and here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back and just missing that rusty lock. It was pretty close, though.
That was pretty close, but I mean, Hammer, he's still a young guy. Just finished up his freshman year at Pitt, so he's going to have projectable stuff. I mean, he can already throw 95 and put on a couple more pounds of strength, and come 2019, he could be a pretty good draft prospect.
The 6'2", 180-pound product delivers a breaking ball that Bohm fights off and out of play. Drops into the crowd. A decent outing here for the Commodore faithful. The stands are filled to the brim. You have some people down there towards the far stands as well, beyond right field, and also the lawn is pretty full as well.
Yeah, pretty nice night for baseball. A little warm, but a nice breeze.
The 2-2 to Alec Bohm in the dirt, and Alec has worked a full count, fighting off some pitches, fouling some off, and staying alive. It's a good at-bat here to kick off this bottom of the third.
Haven't seen Bohm work too many at-bats like this one. He's been fouling a lot of pitches off and now finds himself in a good 3-2 count.
Hammer sets, kicks the delivery high and inside. Bohm moves out of the way. That's a leadoff walk here in the third inning, and that'll bring George Yansha to the plate.
The 7th walk of the season there for Bohm. A pretty good number for a power hitter like him, somebody who's hitting .381 coming into the game.
George Yansha.
So he'll reach. Yansha walked and scored on that home run last time he came to the batter's box. The starting shortstop in the upcoming All-Star game this Saturday. We had NPR night the other day. You can catch that call on WCAI. They'll be doing it there. A lot of different places will be broadcasting that game. Swung on and missed. Inside fastball ties up Yansha. That's strike one.
It'll be my first All-Star game. Excited to see the festivities around it. See Marty Bikina in the home run derby. That should be fun.
3 starters for the Commodores. Alec Bohm at first base. George Yansha at shortstop. And then Clayton Daniel at second. This is a liner into center field. It drops over the head of Palomaki. Coppins comes in to grab it. Bohm goes to second. And Yansha gets a hit here. Commodores in business here in the bottom of the third.
After a couple hitless at-bats there for George Yansha. Tough night a couple nights ago, but he checks in with a base hit here tonight. 2nd time on base.
He only has 4 hitless games since coming to the Commodores this summer. Been a real spark plug in their lineup. And now a man that's kind of snapped out of a little funk last time at the plate, Trevor Larnick, steps in, had a single RBI strike in his last at-bat to bring home Clayton Daniel and get the Commodores their first run of the ball game. Now really feasting off this Chatham team thus far, at a home run in his first game of the summer against the Anglers. He looks at a changeup, strike one. Trevor is at the plate out of Oregon State, rising sophomore, hit .303 this past spring with the Beavers. Took them all the way to the College World Series, but they couldn't get the job done, losing back-to-back games to LSU. The 0-1 sails outside, ball one.
Yeah, that was just a tough end of the season for Oregon State. 6 losses on the entire season, but 2 of them come when you can't afford to lose a game, and it's a tough way to go out.
4 RBIs against the Chatham A's this summer. Larnick swings and fouls that off his foot. He had a couple foul calls, both from the home plate umpire, then Sparky Burns over there just beyond the mound.
Those ones always hurt. You just got to walk them off, as Aquino will wipe off the plate, whether it needs to be wiped off or not.
Oh, there was some dirt on there.
Okay,
he needed to go wipe that off, right?
But giving Larnick an extra second to walk that off.
No doubt about it. Aquino calls out the count. It's 1-2. He points at Dan Hammer, and we're ready to go once more. Runners on first and second, bottom of the third, 5-2 Commodores. Here's the pitch to Larnick. Called strike 3 on the corner, a breaking ball that just caught that outer half of the plate. That's out number 1, and for Larnick, he's walking back to the dugout a little disgusted.
Yeah, and I kind of would be if I were him. I thought that was just a bit off the plate, but Aquino has the best view of anybody and rings them up.
So now it is Josh Bro. He's swinging a red-hot bat. Came into this game hitting .409 in his last 7 games. Had a grand slam to really break out in this game. Swings and misses there, going to a knee, strike 1.
That was an Adrian Beltre-esque swing. We've seen a lot of those. Adrian Beltre, big swinger. Josh Bro, also a very big swinger. Every time he's in the cage for batting practice, every plate appearance, he definitely lets it rip.
And he has those pants rolled up, I think for the first time this summer, I want to say. He has those stirrups on as well. Hammer checks on Bohm at second, deals a fastball that misses outside, 1-1. So for Bro now, 5 home runs on the season. Make it 17 RBIs, just really starting to climb up there and assert himself as one of the more hot bats and dominant bats in this league so far. After a rough stretch in June, he's broke out in July. Here's the 1-1. This is a liner that splits the gap in right center. It'll go all the way to the wall. Bohm rounds third base. He'll score easily. Right behind him, George Yancia chugs in there. A 2-run double from Josh Bro. He is the on-fire bat and extends his Commodore lead 7-2.
And a nice piece of hitting right there for Josh Bro. Splits the gap. Going opposite field right there. Here comes John Schiffner for Chatham. And Josh Bro just continues to rake. RBI number 17 and 18 for Bro. And big lead now for the Commodores.
So a massive night from Bro thus far. We're only in the 3rd inning. Schiffner's coming out to chat with Hammer. We'll see if they pull him from this game or not. And they do. They make the move to the bullpen. And do they not? The guy is coming in. Schiffner now, yes, he makes the move. He stopped just before the third base bag. And now it'll be a new pitcher for the Anglers. It was not Hammer time tonight for Dan Hammer. He gives up 7 runs, and he's walking back to the dugout now. 7-2 lead for Falmouth. We'll catch you on the other side with more info on the starting pitcher that just came in. Stay with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The new pitcher for the Chatham Anglers is Joseph Linhard. He's out of Oklahoma State University, 6'4", 224 pounds. He's 0-0 with a 6.42 ERA. This is his 5th appearance of the summer. He's thrown 7 innings, struck out 6, walked 4. He'll face Logan Davidson. First pitch in there, high and outside. All 1. So Josh Bro picking up his 17th and 18th RBIs of the season. Math is not my strong suit.
It's okay.
I messed up that number early. It's just it happens sometimes. Here's the 1-0 to Davidson. Swung on, popped up. Infield just beyond the shortstop. Pena. He drifts out, makes a basket catch. That's the second out of this frame. Davidson now 0 for 2.
And Linhard comes in. Just finished his sophomore year, 6'5", 216 out of Wichita, which is at Oklahoma State. So some Big 12 action for Linhard.
Last time he threw, July 12th versus Brewster. 3 innings, 1 run, 3 hits. He walked 2, struck out 2. Now it's Adley Rutschman who grounded out to end that big first inning for the Commodores. He'll check in there with a strike against Linhard, 0-1. Commodores 2 runs across here, an RBI double off the bat of Josh Bro, his 2nd RBI strike of the game. He had a grand slam back in the 1st. He takes his lead at 2nd, gets a check from Linhard, a 2nd, and now here's the delivery. Swung on and fouled out of play. Rutschman down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Linhard, a lot of Oklahoma State background. His dad was a 4-year letter winner there. His cousin plays basketball, and now he decides to follow suit and go to Oklahoma State.
The 0-2. Just missing that outside half of the plate. A beautiful pitch there from Linhard, but he won't get the call. So Hammer will check out, and it's Linhard now. Hammer, another rough outing for him. We'll have his final line on the other side of this inning. He's still responsible for Josh Bro at 2nd. 7 runs all earned. Here's the 1-2 to Rutschman. A slow swing, it's chopped over to Palomaki. He fields it off the lip of the grass. A tough hop for the second baseman, but he completes the play without a problem. And that'll be the end here in this 3rd inning. A 2-run double from Josh Bro. 1 hit, 1 runner left on base for the Commodores. We're heading to the 4th. It's 7-2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com, or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business. Do you know what that sound is?
Robbie Pito stays in the game to kick off this top of the 4th inning, 7-2 Falmouth. They're trying to break the Anglers' 4-game winning streak. Due up for the Anglers, it's Jeremy Pena, McGee, and then Kay behind him. Trio is 1 for 3 today. Pena hit in his last at-bat. He has runs in 3 of his past 4 games during this win streak. He holds up his swing on an inside breaking ball from Pito, ball 1.
And all the way back on opening day, it was kind of reversed here at Gov Fuller Field between these two teams. The Anglers led 8-2 going into the bottom of the 7th.
Swung on, grounded over to the third base side. Schiffner just gets out of the way of that pitch, wants no part of it.
And that was before then the Commodores came back, scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. They ended up losing 8-7, but 7-2 lead here for the Commodores. Can't be complacent.
With Robbie Pito on the mound, a guy that struggled with command, you want to make sure that you don't let things get out of hand too quickly. That misses. 2-1 now. Pena, University of Maine, one of the Black Bears over there. That's high. Hitters count now for Pena. A rising junior over there. Went to Classical High School.
Classical?
Classical
All right.
High School. That's outside, so Pena, good at bat, works a walk. Leadoff man aboard here for Pito. First time he's allowed the leadoff man to reach.
In the 5th walk of the night as Dalton Feeney once again strolls down there, and Ryan Zephyrjohn looking good with that catcher's gear on down there. He is the bullpen catcher with Rutschman over at first and Bro behind the dish.
The other day I was chatting with Trundy about Zephyrjohn. We've seen him just shag. He'll go over there and get some grounders. He'll be at first base. He'll go to the outfield. And Trundy just said, you just can't keep him off the baseball field. So here it is now for McGee. Ashton McGee out of UNC facing his former teammate, Robbie Pito. He'll be transferring to the State College of Florida in the fall to play some JUCO ball. He didn't see any action for UNC this past spring. He's behind the count. 1 ball, no strikes to McGee, and here's the delivery. Swung on. It's going towards the left field side. Langworthy and Yancha give chase for a moment, but watch it sail out of play. 1-1.
The hill pretty full over there. We've seen it a little bit busier before, but still good showing out there.
Commodores have already set a franchise record in attendance this summer and are out to a pretty good outing tonight here on a Wednesday evening in Falmouth. But it is the summer. Kids are off, and they're coming to watch some baseball here in Falmouth. The pitch. That's a strike at the knees. McGee grimaces. Not a big fan of that call, but Pito gets ahead 1-2.
It's the peak of the vacation season out here on Cape Cod.
We're
And
finally getting some weather strung together. Good outings and beautiful skies. Beach weather is in full effect.
Gotta
Here's
love it.
The 1-2, and McGee stays alive, fouls it back. So people are coming down here over the Bourne Bridge. And Josh, you roll your eyes there. It's tough.
I mean, I haven't experienced that traffic much before, but
It
I know
is tough.
there are people that have.
It is really tough coming across that bridge during certain times of the day. But those who want the beach will push right through it.
Yes, they will, and a lot of people do.
There's no doubt about that. There's the 1-2 from Pito. The runner's going. This is grounded just where Davidson would have been. He ran to cover second. Pena goes from first to third. And that's a single for McGee and immediately puts Anglers in business here.
And just an unfortunate play there for the Commodores. Good job there by Chatham putting that hit and run on. And Davidson, if he was maybe a step, I guess, slower, if you will, on that one, he might have been able to at least get a glove on that and keep the runner at second and maybe even get that out at first. And here comes Mike Landry.
Dalton Feeney has been warming in the pen, and he's fresh off a brilliant performance against Bourne. 5 innings, no runs allowed in that relief performance, and they're making the call to the bullpen. Feeney's going to be coming in. Pito will check out. New face on the mound for the Commodores. We'll catch you up there on the other side. More on Feeney coming up next. Dalton Feeney to the bump for the Falmouth Commodores. He'll take over after Robbie Pito checks out. Feeney coming into this matchup. He's having a good summer thus far. 0-2 with a 2.07 ERA. This is his 6th appearance, 2nd straight in relief. Last time he threw was against Bourne, 5 scoreless innings. He inherits a tough situation. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Feeney rears back and delivers a first pitch to Landon Kay. That misses. Ball 1.
Feeney 0-2 at 2.07 ERA. He's been very good. Started out as a starting pitcher.
McGee takes his lead at first. This ball is cracked deep into center field. Steinmetz is on his horse at the track, makes the grab. On the run, that'll score Pena from third base. Chatham gets a run here. That'll be charged to Robbie Pito. A deep sacrifice fly off the bat of Kay.
And a nice running grab there from Hunter Steinmetz. That ball just kept carrying deep into right center field, and I thought he was going to run into that wall or have to jump at the wall to make that catch, but he slowed up just in front of that wall to make the grab.
Steinmetz, a lot of speed in center, and he was able to showcase it there. Now at the plate, it's Mason Coppins out of Northeastern. Flew out to right field last time. Larnick making that play. He squares around here, bunts it back outside, and it's a strike, 0-1. You hear the Bat Boy scurry to grab that there. So runner on first now with 1 out. McGee, who reached on the single, takes his lead at first. Feeney kicks, delivers, and there's a strike. On a breaking ball, he's ahead of Coppins, 0-2, and he's coming off that performance against Bourne, and that was arguably, Josh, one of the best outings we've seen from him this summer.
He gave up just 1 hit, struck out 4, and walked 1 in 5 innings, and that was an outing Feeney really needed. He had gone 5 innings scoreless in his first start of the season at Wareham, and he kind of follows it up with a good scoreless outing against Bourne.
He sets at the chin, delivers. It's a fastball high. Coppins thought about going around, but checked his swing. Ball 1. He's out of NC State. A big frame, 6'3", 230 pounds. Really kick it with that fastball. Here's the 1-2. The fastball, it's jammed on the hands, cracked into center field. And McGee going from first to third, sliding in there on the soft liner to center.
That's just an unlucky hit right there, given up by Dalton Feeney. Weak contact, and just find some grass out there in center. Able to go first to third right there is Ashton McGee, and now back to the top of the order here for this Anglers offense.
So Palomaki will get his 3rd at-bat of the game. Here in the 4th inning, he's 0 for 2, a line out and a fly out, but that last time he struck the baseball, it took a sliding grab from Larnick in right field to retire him. Runners once more on the corner here with 1 out now. There's a breaking ball from Feeney, strike 1.
Double play would be your best friend right here. Get you out of this inning with runners on at the corners and just 1 out.
Feeney, a guy that can get that fastball low into the ground. Check on first base, head first slide from Coppins. He's safe.
See if the Anglers play some small ball here, potentially try to steal that runner from first.
They already have 1 run across, trying to get another. That's in the dirt. Bro digs it out. Count evens up 1-1. On deck, the Cape League hitter of the week, Stowers, out of Louisville.
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 They will get mad at you if you say Louisville.
Hey, can't help my pronunciation sometimes. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. This is chopped over to Davidson. He makes a backhanded snag. Thought about the throw. Won't. He holds on to it. And McGee scores from third. That'll be an infield single to Palomaki. And just like that, it's a 7-4 game. Chatham is inching closer.
And just like that, you can close the book now on Robbie Pito. 3 innings plus for him, 2 hits, 4 runs all earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And Logan Davidson right there. A nice play, but just the speed from Palomaki right there. And he decided to eat that throw. Probably a good idea there from Davidson.
No doubt about it. We've seen him make that throw before, and it was errant. So smarter play from the Clemson product at shortstop. Now it's Stowers, and he looks at a changeup at the knees, strike 1. So 2 runners on second, it's Coppins. On first, it's Palomaki. Still only 1 out, but the double play ball in full effect. Daniel Closes in on second, now drifts back to his position. There's a fastball, then misses on the corner. Ball 1. So another tough start for Pito. He checks out of this game here in the 4th. Feeney trying to clean up the damage. The 1-1 down the heart of the plate, fooling Stowers. It's strike 2.
Good breaking ball right there from Dalton Feeney. He's getting ahead of this hitter Stowers. Trying to get out of this inning now with runners on at first and second now.
4 hits and 4 runs for the Chatham A's. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the corner. Wave of a hand, confusion from Stowers. He doesn't like the call. That's the second out of this inning and first strikeout from Feeney.
Yeah, just froze him right there. And another kind of delayed call there from Aquino, but nonetheless, they called strike 3. And that's what Dalton Feeney needed in that situation.
2 strikeouts now for Stowers after he walked and scored in the first. Now it's Shea Langoliers, who struck out and walked in this ball game. Last time he reached base, he was stranded at first. Feeney trying to work out of this jam, has runners on first and second, and delivers a fastball, strike 1.
That's key for Dalton Feeney right there. Get ahead with strike 1. Kind of the same thing with Robbie Pito. Dalton Feeney has been better with the strikeout to walk ratio, but still don't want to get behind with those walks.
The Baylor product waits the pitch from Feeney, sees it go outside and low on a curveball, 1-1. Langoliers, a rising sophomore over there. He removed eligibility from his draft decision back in 2016, but the Blue Jays still picked him in the 34th round. That's down low, same spot, ball 2.
Teams in those late rounds will maybe just take a chance on a guy. Potentially he'd change his mind if a team that he liked picked him, but decides to go to Baylor instead.
He's now having some success on the Cape League. 6 home runs. Looks at a pitch inside, strike 2. That's a close call, but it falls Feeney's way. And the Chatham A's really not liking the calls thus far in this inning.
They are working some good at-bats, though, making these pitchers throw strikes, and it's a good game plan going up to the plate.
2 runners on, the 2-2 count with 2 outs. Deuces extra wild. The pitch in the dirt. Bro tags him after the check swing, but he held up. So the count fails now, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good job hanging up, holding his swing up there by Langoliers, as Bro applied the tag just in case, but it'll be 3-2 instead. Runners get a head start.
2 outs. Feeney trying to limit the damage to just 2 runs in this inning. We'll see what he can do. The NC State product delivers. This is ball driven into center field. Steinmetz on his horse, stops, grabs it as he's charging in. That'll end the frame. Feeney limits the damage to just 2. 7-4 Falmouth. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Stay with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Steinmetz leads things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 7-4 Falmouth leading this game against the Chatham Anglers at Gov Fuller Field. Sunset beginning to spark up the skies a little bit. You're getting some highlighted colors over there beyond left field. It's going to be a good sunset. First pitch swinging from Steinmetz, fouls it out of play. Strike 1. Steinmetz struck out swinging back in the second. His first strikeout of the game and escalating his season high. He's been a victim to the strikeout a lot this far. He squares around there, drops a bunt down the third base line, but it goes foul.
It looks like those countless bunts he works on in batting practice, usually the last pitch of his turn in the cage. He tries to put one down that third base line. Always gets disrupted, though, by that grass protector, but I'm sure in his mind he knows he put down a good bunt and he'll stay fair on the actual grass.
Pitch goes outside, 1-2. Defensive substitution for the Anglers. Jeremy Pena will check out. Relat will check in at shortstop. Antonio Relat in the ball game.
Out of UAB.
Swing and miss from Steinmetz. He's disgusted. That's the second time he's gone down on the strikeout. And one away.
Strikeout issues popping up once again there from Hunter Steinmetz.
So now it's the second baseman and the starting second baseman in the upcoming All-Star game. Clayton Daniel, 1 for 2 with a run scored. His streak of 30 games reaching base ended yesterday. That was every single game in the Cape, but he started a new one today with a leadoff single. And here's the pitch from Linhan, still in there.
And 30 of 31 still is pretty good.
No doubt about it. I'd take that if I was a ball player.
Especially
I think anyone in the Cape would take that too.
Yeah.
There's the 0-1 from Linhard. That's down in the dirt, 1-1.
Especially for a temporary player like Clayton Daniel when he came onto this Commodore team, and he's worked his way onto the All-Star team, a starting nod for him at second base.
The 1-1 from Linhard. That touches the corner, strike 2.
I mean, people forget that he played in left field and he played in right field, and he was playing all over the place earlier in the season, but he's locked down that second base spot.
The 1-2 swung on and missed. A rare strikeout from Clayton Daniel, his 11th on a looping curveball from Linhard. And that's 2 away, 2 straight strikeouts from the man on the mound.
The power curveball right there from Linhard, and a little bit too much for Clayton Daniel to handle right there. 2 strikeouts to start the inning.
And make that a season high for strikeouts from Linhard. 3 for him, topping his previous high of 2. Swung on a miss there from Austin Langworthy. He's down the count out of Florida. Austin 1 for 2 with a single and a run. Linhard kicks, delivers. That pitch sails outside, 1-1. Looks like it might be a foggy day here on the Cape as you look out there, and a little bit of a hazy sunset. That's usually a good sign. Here's the 1-1. That misses down below the knees, ball 2.
Usually get that fog in Chatham with the field kind of right in that, I guess it's called the elbow of the Cape, but it's out there where the fog is a factor.
The 2-1, that's high, ball 3. They had a time lapse of fog.
Yeah, I saw that
coming into the field yesterday. It was pretty neat.
I mean, it's such a unique field at Veterans Field out there with the hill and left, or excuse me, and right, but cool atmosphere.
The hitter's count pitch swung on and fouled back. Count fills now 3-2.
We were talking about this yesterday because we went to Eldridge Park, some of the best parks on the Cape. I mean, obviously Veterans Field is one. The Gov is a good one. Eldridge Park as well.
Gov is a magical place. The payoff pitch swung on, found out of play. We'll do it again.
There's a lot of gems of good ballparks, unique ballparks. I think Eldridge Park, very unique with that hill down the first base line.
The deep center field as well.
434.
The payoff pitch to Austin Langworthy is outside. He earns a 2-out walk. Commodores with a base runner now for Alec Bohm.
5th walk of the season for Linhard, and it's the first one of his outing here tonight.
We'll have to deal with the slugger Bohm. Walked and scored in his last time at the dish. Came home on that RBI double from Josh Bro. Kicking that lead up there. It's a good reason, too, that they got those runs. Kind of extending that lead. Chatham got a couple in the top of this frame. You never really want to keep it quiet on the Cape. A team can catch up pretty quickly, as we saw the Commodores did in the opening night. The pitch gets away from the catcher, Langolier, and so Austin Langworthy goes down to second. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Bohm.
And a wild pitch right there is Langworthy able to get to second on the play.
So let's see what the slugger from Wichita State can get done here. An opportunity for the Commodores to extend their lead. They've really struggled with runners in scoring position and with 2 outs as well. 6 hits for the Commodores, 4 for the A's. Bohm trying to get the 7th. He lays off an outside pitch that couches the outer half of the plate. Strike 2. Now to Alec Bohm.
See what Bohm can do here. Battling with 2 strikes. Runner in scoring position now. Walked back in third.
Bohm, a quiet presence, but still has had a active bat. See what he can do here. The 1-2, he just gets ahead of that, fouls it off the end of the bat, and stays alive.
Good job at just being able to stay on that pitch. It was a hard breaking ball there towards the outside part of the plate, and he just is able to get a nick on that one.
Every at-bat, he toes that right foot in there, digs in, stares at his bat, takes a big breath, a couple underhand swings. He now rests the bat on his shoulder, and he's ready to go. The 1-2, he again stays alive, fouls that back just to the right of our crowd mic.
And he is just battling up there. Once again, he had a good at-bat earlier tonight, drawing that walk in the third, and now right here once again, 1 inning later.
He wears number 16, and he's ready to go against Linhard. Langworthy takes a lead on second. Here's the 1-2. It's fisted over to right field, pretty shallow. Kay stops, now starts in, and he grabs that to get the final out of the inning. The Commodores get 1 base runner, but leave him at second. We'll head to the 5th inning. It's now 7-4 Falmouth on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Dunkin' Donuts and the Cape Cod Baseball League want to keep players and fans running both on and off the field all season long. Celebrate the summer of coffee at your local Dunkin' Donuts with their latest flavor lineup, including butter pecan, coconut cream pie, and s'mores.
And celebrate the summer of the Commodores here at Gov Fuller Field. All games free. Be sure to get out here and check out the Commodores. 7-4 Falmouth as we enter the top of the 5th inning. Dalton Feeney will stay on the mound, and he'll face Aiello Pena. Excuse me, not Pena. It'll be Relat, who was a defensive substitution in the last inning, and then Jeremy Pena behind him. So now Feeney getting another inning of work. Came in relief of Pito last frame, and he dishes in there a strike on the inside corner.
And some scores around the league right now in the bottom of the 9th at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. It's Wareham 10 and Brewster 1, so the Gatemen taken to the Whitecaps.
Breaking ball gets away from Feeney. Moves Aiello out of the box, ball 1.
And in Lowell Park, it's Katuitt 11 and Hyannis 4, so a couple blowouts. And also in YD, it's YD 10 and Orleans 2.
Pitch down in the dirt, ball 2. So let's keep an eye on that Gateman score. Looks like it's going to be basically all said and done, but that would bump them up to 31 points, and that would tie them with Katuitt. It's a tight Western Division right now. Bourne Braves at 15 and 15, 30 points. 2-1. This is swung on and goes just foul down the first base line. Rutschman gave chase, but had no chance of that if it was fair.
And speaking of Bourne, Harwich beating Bourne right now at Doran Park 5-3, top of the 5th. We'll be seeing the Harwich Mariners the next 2 nights. So home and home starting at Harwich tomorrow.
This is an opportunity for the Commodores. If they can take away a W here against the red-hot Chatham team as the 2-2 is delivered in there. Strike 3. Feeney gets a lead off K. That's his second in relief of Pito, and 1 away.
Just brought the heat right there, and Feeney, another strikeout for him tonight.
So now with Fabian Pena stepping in. It's the other Pena that checked out.
Yes.
You can get him confused sometimes. Swing and a miss there on the first pitch breaking ball, strike 1. So if you can come away with a victory here against Chatham, still a lot of baseball left to be played. You have 2 straight games against the last place team in the Eastern Division. Harwich just 10 wins on the summer. That's an opportunity for you to pounce, maybe get a streak going here and catch yourself up there in the Western standings. That's a strike, 0-2.
And that would be big for this Commodore team. Maybe get some momentum going into this last part of the season after the All-Star break.
The 0-2 pitch down in the dirt. Bro doesn't dig it out. Ball 1.
It's not really an All-Star break. It's just the game.
Yeah.
You just don't have a game that day.
More or less. And so for some players, they'll get a day off. For a lot of players, they'll get an official day off. They'll still come to the All-Star game. A lot of them still support their teammates out there, kind of get the feel of the All-Star game. It's still the big game for the biggest league in the country during the summer, so a marquee night. Swing and a miss there from Pena. Ball in the dirt. Bro runs out there, grabs it, fires the Rutschman, and that'll complete the strikeout. Third for Feeney. 2-3 in your scorebook, and 2 away.
And just puts that one in the dirt. Pena goes fishing for it. And Bro able to complete the put out there. 2 straight strikeouts now for Dalton Feeney.
He's settling in. Did just that against Bourne in his last outing, 5 scoreless. Trying to limit the Chatham Anglers' bats here, and now it's Tonio Relat stepping to the plate for the A's. Came in as a defensive substitution, and he looks at strike 1.
And those 2 runs that came across last inning for Chatham charged to Robbie Pito, so Dalton Feeney has not given up his own run yet tonight.
Feeney kicks, steals, that's just inside, ball 1. Relat, University of Alabama, Birmingham. A rising junior there. Looks at ball 2, low, outside. 6'2", 195-pound player for that UAB team. He grounds this over to Rutschman on a couple hops. Rutschman fields it, tags the bag, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 frame for Dalton Feeney. No hits, no runs, nobody left on base, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning, 7-4 Commodores. We're halfway home at Gov Fuller Field, 7-4 Falmouth. George Yancia steps in. Behind him it'll be Trevor Larnick and Josh Bro. Still Linhart out there on the mound for the Chatham Anglers. Yancia steps in now. He's reached in both at-bats, a walk and a single, and each time he's got on the base path, he's came home. 2 runs for the starting shortstop in Saturday's All-Star game for the Western Division. Did you get some 50 tickets?
I did buy. I bought a 50-50 ticket.
What are your chances, you think?
Probably not 50-50. I can tell you that much.
Dang. Second pitch swung on to the shortstop Ralot. He grabs it over to first, and that's a quick first out. Yancha retired. And now that'll bring to the plate Trevor Larnick, head coach for the Chatham Anglers, John Schiffner, in his 25th year, and this is the last one. He's retiring at the end of this summer. He'll go down as the all-time winningest coach in CCBL history and just really a legend that's kind of made Chatham A's who they are.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Chatham Anglers are really kind of that first team. They have the kind of the marquee field, Chatham, such a big city out here on the, or town out here on the Cape. There's no real cities, but he's definitely a staple.
That misses on the corner, but called strike. It looks like it just missed outside, but Aquino still favoring that outer half, strike one. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Larnick down the count, and Schiffner will be missed without a doubt. You have Trundy on the other side, who's probably going to be kind of the staple of the Cape League coaches going forward. He's looking for his 400th victory. He's 4 away, and he would join Schiffner. He would join Shapiro and also Pickler. Swung on and missed. Larnick down for the second time tonight on strikes. And that's the 4th strikeout from Linhart.
Right there, just going outside the zone to get Larnick, and he's down on strikes now twice tonight, 1 swinging and 1 looking.
Now, Josh, you've been doing a little bit of reading lately.
I have.
And?
The Last Best League,
There you go.
highly recommended for anybody out here that's involved at all with Cape Cod League. Really interesting read, intriguing on the Chatham A's.
Rutschman swings and misses there. Strike one. What's the highlights, if you will?
I mean, it just takes you into like the lives of these players. They come out here for the summer from all different backgrounds. They stay with host families, and so just kind of a look into the life.
Spiked in there, ball one.
And it really does a good job, author Jim Collins, of kind of getting those conversations that you wouldn't normally hear with between coach and player, coach and GM, coach and really anybody else, coach and college coach. I mean, there's just so many different interactions of, and players used to, I don't know if they still do, but they had day jobs, and it's all based around the Chatham A's as they were known back then, and kind of still are, but it really just opens your eyes a little bit.
The 1-2 swung on, clobbered, but that is going to be foul. Man, Rutschman, if he could straighten that out, oh man, kiss that one goodbye.
Well, that was, if Bro could have kept that one straight, that would have been his 2nd of the night, but I think he overshot that left field hill down there.
He really did. It was way over there. So Josh Bro now a 1-2 count, home run and a double today. And here's the 1-2 to him. Outside, just missing, and man, when you're standing right here, and you're looking at the plate, right now Bro looks a lot like Rutschman. He really does.
It's the socks, I'm telling you.
It's the stirrups. They're right there. It's the maroon, red, black, and white. And Bro has his pants rolled up for the first time this summer. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Bro goes to a knee. It's the 2nd strikeout of the inning and 5th of the game from Linhart in relief of Hammer. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Commodores go down in order, heading to the top of the 6th. 7-4. Commodores in the lead. Stay with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Dalton Feeney finishing his warm-ups. Top of the 6th inning. Commodores with a 3-run lead over the Chatham Anglers. 7-4. Feeney out there in relief of Pito. Looked strong so far. Pito finished the night 3 innings, 4 runs on 2 hits, 5 walks. Really, that was the Achilles heel. As the throw gets into center field, a little misplay there.
I think that also hit Steinmetz in the leg. He was expecting it, but I don't think he was expecting it as fast as it got there. And he looks to be okay, though.
He's walking back out to his position in center. Due up for the Anglers. It's McGee, Kay, and Coppins. Ashton now steps in. UNC product facing the NC State product. University of North Carolina versus North Carolina State here at Gov Fuller. The pitch on the corner, strike 1. And the A's coming into this matchup, a 4-game winning streak and really turning it on as of late, 7-3 in their last 10. In 3rd place in the East, the 0-1 misses inside, nearly hits McGee there, but he's able to avoid it 1-1. And that's just kind of been a trademark of this Chatham team. Schiffner really doesn't focus on the start. He's all about the finish.
Yeah, I mean, because at the start, I mean, everybody has all these temporary players.
That's outside, ball 2.
But as the season goes on, you get all your guys in there who expected to be there to fill those spots, to hit the home runs, to get those singles.
2-1 is on the corner, strike 2.
To get on base, and it all evens itself out there in the end. At the beginning, it's just kind of a crapshoot, honestly, of who can come out of that start the best. And now it's kind of showing off that this is a good ball club.
The 2-2 on the corner, but just missing. That was a close pitch.
And for Chatham, I mean, Schiffner had great relationships with so many college coaches early on in his, I guess, career here with Chatham, but with the internet, it's kind of changed a little bit.
The payoff pitch outside, leadoff walk issued from Feeney.
Because early on in Schiffner's career, it was you had to call these coaches, you had to somehow track down these players to find an arm if you needed one night, a second baseman if you needed one night. You had to reach out to so many different avenues to find these players, and now it's find his email online basically anywhere, and you can get a player. But back then, it didn't used to be like that. You had to know these guys and know where they came from.
That's why Chatham was pretty dominant for a while as well, able to get those connections. The man now at the plate, Landon Kay. Kay looks at ball 1 high. Feeney, a little command issue here. Leadoff walk. McGee's on first now. Kay has a fly out. He was robbed of a hit by Larnick. He also has a sacrifice fly. Pitches inside. Called a strike, 1-1. And Chatham last year was in last place pretty much the entire summer, and then really just turned it on down the stretch, snuck into that final playoff spot, and then knocked off the top team in the East, the Harwich Mariners, who had the best pitching staff really in all of the league, just ahead of the Falmouth Commodores. And they knocked it off, went to the championship game, weren't able to win that one in the Eastern Division. After check on first, it's a breaking ball from Feeney, missing the zone, 2-1.
And I don't know what it is about John Schiffner and what he says to his team or what changes, but something does, and that's kind of all that matters. It's just kind of how it happens in Chatham.
The 2-1 inside half the plate, catches that part, 2-2. And in Cape League, it's all about how you finish. I mean, if you're hot down the stretch, if the Falmouth bats can heat up here in these incoming weeks, they can really start to make that run. And with the bats they have, you know, they can have a little bit of boost if needed. Here's the 2-2 from Feeney. Swung on. This is lined into the audience. Past a bunch of people there. Hopefully everyone's okay. That just missed the fence. So it's still 2-2. That was a shot, man. Runner on first. Feeney checks on McGee. He sets at the neck, and here's his delivery. This is swung on, could be 2. Daniel has it. Underhand pass. Davidson to first. That's a double play.
And it all started from those soft, quick hands there of Clayton Daniel. That ball kind of hopped up on him on the last second, but still made a nice play. An easy flip to Davidson, who fired a rocket over there to Rutschman and completes the 4-6-3 double play.
A classic. That's a twin killer for the Anglers. They have 2 away now for Mason Coppins. 1 for 2 today. Singled in his last at-bat that came against Robbie Pito. The pitch, as he squares around, it's bunted back at the plate. Strike 1. So you have the A's making a surge here midway through July. We're now crossing towards the later stages of this month. July 19th. The summer really is flying by. Commodores a little running out of time here. They're in playoff position right now, the 0-1. A check swing that ends up going across the plate. Coppins can't hold up. It's strike 2. Commodores right now with the same points as Wareham, except Wareham might have topped Brewster just a couple minutes ago as that pitch is in the dirt, bounces up against the plexiglass. That's a weird ball 1.
There are 3 finals. Cotuit has beaten Hyannis 11-4. YD has beaten Orleans 11-2. And Wareham has beaten Brewster 10-3. Only 2 games left are this one and Harwich and Bourne.
The 1-2 swung on, fouled back, and we'll do it again. And that's a big win for YD. They sit in second place in that Eastern Division. They just picked up their 19th win. They're now 19-11-1. Orleans, on the other hand, coming off that walk-off victory. And we were chatting with the broadcast team afterwards. They think this team has something special going for them. A lot of energy around that squad as the 1-2 misses and goes back 2-2.
And you could see it as they were rushing out of their dugout last night to go celebrate with Jimmy Herron after he had that big walk-off home run.
And what was lost in that home run was that fact that he had reached in every game that summer, and he had been 0 for 4 up until that point.
Oh, wow.
So that extended his streak. Swing and a miss there. That's another strikeout for Feeney, his 4th, and that retires the Anglers in order. We are on to the bottom of the 6th, 7-4 Falmouth. Stay with us. Don't go away. It's a good one here at the Gov on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Logan Davidson in to lead things off for the Commodores. They are on top of the Anglers, 7-4. And the Clemson product steps in, the switch hitter, coming off a good freshman season with Clemson. With the Commodores now, that's a pitch that sails outside from Linhard.
And a note from that Cotuit game with the win, Mike Roberts has won his 300th game.
Well, congrats to Mike Roberts. That's a good accomplishment. Over with Cotuit, he's putting together a pretty good squad year in and year out. Always heating up that rivalry with the Commodores as well. That pitch missed. So now here's the 2-0. Davidson lays into that. It struck pretty well, and it falls into the mitts of Stowers over there in left field. He took a weird route to that baseball, but finally able to track it down.
And Davidson put a charge into that one, batting from the left-handed side. He's a switch hitter with the pitcher as a right-hander on the mound, and hit that opposite field. Got a lot on it, but not quite enough.
And he still gets a decent amount of fist bumps and high fives as he heads back into that dugout. Now it's Adley Rutschman wearing number 34. He taps the plate a couple times and the dirt. He's ready to go against Linhard, and here's the first pitch of the at-bat. That's on the corner, strike one.
And it's kind of a hazy night now. It smells like a campfire.
We'll see how that affects this game. The haze and fog can play into factors here as this is swung on, floated into shallow right field. K comes in, camps under it, and that's out number 2.
Just got under that one a little bit. Lowered his back half right there and sent that straight up into the air into right.
Steinmetz 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. He now steps in looking to avoid that hat trick. Yesterday, didn't really see him at all. We thought he might be a pinch hitter later on in that game, but remained out of the lineup. That pitch is in there, strike one. He thought with a close game they might get some more speed in the lineup, but he got the full night off. Here's the 0-1. That's outside, ball one.
And that did affect a couple plays in that 9th inning as Fuentes led off the inning, giving up 2 singles, both to left.
The pitch down in the dirt outside, 2-1 now. Steinmetz getting ahead in the count. It was a tough loss for the Commodores. They got their best start of the summer from Mercer. Good relief from Fuentes, who's come onto the scene for the Commodores in his second appearance. Here's the 2-1. This one's over the heart of the plate. Steinmetz turns on it, but can't straighten it out. It's fouled. 2-2. You saw Fuentes get in that game. He's a man that's coming from Faulkner University and could see some time going forward for the Commodores. He looked good in 2 innings there. Coming off his first season of pitching. He was a third baseman before that, and over with San Diego State. The 2-2 swung on a lazy fly ball past the third baseman. It's falling in front of the left fielder Stowers. Steinmetz gets a lucky base hit, floats that out there where no one is, and that's a 2-out base runner.
And he just hits it where nobody is over there. A tough spot for the third baseman, shortstop, and the left fielder to all get to. Falling just inside that left field line and able to get on with a single. Took a big round of first. Thought he might have a chance at 2 there. He checks in with a single.
We've seen him stretch a single and a double before this summer, so that'll reset the lineup. Clayton Daniel, the starting second baseman in the Saturday All-Star game, will dig in there. And that pitch just misses. He had a double take from Langolier as he went to throw that pitch back to his battery mate. He thought it was a strike.
Steinmetz over there, a good base stealer, 13 of 15, leads the Cape Cod League.
He has a healthy lead right now. Fakes. Now he goes back there as a pickoff attempt was thrown at first base. He gets dirty, and he's safe.
Caught him leaning a little bit there.
See if Daniel can get his second hit of the night. Singled back in the first inning. 0 for 2 since then with a strikeout. His 11th of the summer. Steinmetz is going. They have him caught. He slams on the brakes, and he's in between the base paths now. Over to first, and he's tagged out. That'll end the inning. 3rd out of the game as Hunter Steinmetz is caught in between the bases trying to get his 14th stolen base of the summer. That'll end it. We're heading to the top of the 7th. Still 7-4 Falmouth on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spas, the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Feeney stays in the game as we cross into the top of the 7th inning. 7-4 Falmouth on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Blake Bernard joined by Josh Eastern and Pat Sloff at the Eric Palmer press box. Feeney will face leadoff man Palamaki. That pitch in there, down in the dirt, ball 1. Palamaki in his 2nd year with the Anglers has 1 hit, also a line out. That pitch from Feeney misses, ball 2. He's hitting low 90s on the gun, sitting right around there in relief of Robbie Pito. The 2-0. That's in the dirt. Bro won't dig it out. Ball 3.
Feeney has pitched well so far since coming on for Robbie Pito in that 4th inning. He's gone 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts so far.
He kicks, fires, and that's a strike down the heart of the plate. 3-1. Hitters count now for Palamaki out of Boston College, a local guy. Back here with the Anglers, having another successful summer. Coming into this at-bat, hitting .333. That pitch misses, and it's another leadoff walk issued from Feeney's 2nd straight inning that he's allowed that free pass to kick off the frame.
Not exactly how you want things to start off, but still, if you can get that double play like you did last inning, get out of it quick.
So now it's the Cape League Hitter of the Week, Stowers, stepping in out of Louisville. Saying it right that time, Josh? Louisville. That's in the dirt. A good stop there from Bro to keep that in front of him and also hold Palamaki at first base. Looks like it's the new face for the Commodores warming up. Jack Pavich out of Cal State Fullerton getting some action down there in the bullpen. Swung on. This is grounded over to Schiff. He thought about the play there, and he just kind of stopped last second and pulled his hand back.
And doesn't want to risk that right there.
He's in his last season. You don't want to risk anything.
And now he's kind of mocking himself for should have gone to the backhand.
There's one thing you can trust about John Shifter, that he always has a good sense of humor. He always carries his leather briefcase to the ballpark. This ball swung on over Davidson's head into the left field. First hit of the night for the Cape League Hitter of the Week. He's on first, and then Palamaki goes to second. Leadoff man aboard here against the Commodores.
A well-struck hit right there into left field, and see how long Feeney stays on here in the 7th. Game still in the balance. Commodores up 7-4. They have not scored since the 3rd.
The Commodores, in their victories, score 6.9 runs. A nice number that's led them to that W many times. On the other hand, in their losses, 2.8 runs a game. So there's obviously a stark difference there.
Not nice.
Not nice at all. Quick mound visit from Bro, and as he's checking out back to the plate, Mike Landry will stroll out of the dugout and have a visit with the man from NC State. Landry, the pitching coach for the Commodores, makes the move to the bullpen, and we'll see Jack Pavich from Cal State Fullerton for the first time this summer. More on him and his stats on the other side. Stay with us. 7-4 ball game on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. A new face on the mound for the Commodores this summer. It's Jack Pavich out of Cal State Fullerton. He takes over for Dalton Feeney, inherits a couple runners on base. No outs here in the top of the 7th. On second, it's Palomaki. First base, it's Stowers, and Pavich will be getting his first look at Langoliers. A tough first at-bat for the man from Cal State Fullerton.
He was 1-3 this year in 20 appearances, 31 innings pitched, a 6.10 ERA.
Here's his first pitch of the summer, down in the dirt. Scoots Bro over to his right, but he's able to keep it in front of him. Ball 1.
26 strikeouts, 8 walks, 7.55 strikeouts per 9 innings. Just finished his junior year for Cal State Fullerton, a junior college transfer. Played at Orange Coast College in Costa Mesa, California.
He checks on Palomaki at second, gives him another look, and here's his delivery. That's high at the letters, but it catches that plate. Strike 1.
He made 1 appearance in the College World Series this year against Florida State. Also pitched 2 2/3 innings of relief in the Super Regional against Long Beach State, their fellow Big West rival.
The Dirtbags over there. And you have the Titans of Cal State Fullerton. Here's the 1-1. He hurls that in there. A sharp motion on his delivery. It's in the dirt. Strike 1, and it's now 2-1. Pavich can hit 94. He hit that during fall workouts, but he usually sits in the low to mid-90s with his fastball. He also has a changeup. Mixes in a couple other pitches as well. Here's the 2-1 from Pavich. It's high. That's ball 3, and he's coming in and immediately dishing a hitter's count to Langoliers, and that's a man that you want to be careful with. He has 6 home runs, a couple runners on base right now, so he is the tying run at the plate. And he's shown that he can hit that long ball. He should have 7, but a brilliant play from Outwood in center has robbed him of that home run. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that just misses outside. Good throw there from Jack, but he won't get the call. That fills the bases with nobody out here. The cleanup man, Aiello, step into the plate.
So tough there for Pavich, but let's learn a little bit more about Pavich. First outing, he's a World War II, I guess, junkie, if you could say. His favorite show, Band of Brothers and the Pacific. Hopes to travel to Germany and surrounding countries to visit World War II museums and landmarks.
You don't see that
too
often. Band of Brothers, an excellent TV miniseries, though, from HBO. 10 out of 10 recommend.
I can second that.
So now it's Aiello with the bases loaded and nobody out. Chatham threatening, just down by 3. Pavich delivers a strike at the knees, and he gets a lean back from Aiello after the call from Bob Aquino. He did not like it, but Jack is ahead in the counts. Again, Falmouth led this game 7-2, but a couple runs have already come across back in the 4th, and Falmouth has been kept off the scoreboard since the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch. That sits just below the knees. A good frame from Bro, but no call. 1-1.
See if Pavich can get things going here. Tough spot here for the Commodores now. Bases loaded, no outs. Just got to limit the damage here if you're Jack Pavich.
The 1-1 from Pavich, and here it is. This one swung on over to Yancha at 30. Grabs it, comes home, and they get the lead runner there. First out. Pavich gets that one down there to 3rd. A good play, heads-up play from the all-star Yancha, and that's a good way to get the first out.
Yeah, a bit of a high throw there, but Bro able to keep his foot on the bag, on home plate, as there's fireworks going on in right field.
There you go. That might be the source of some of that cloudiness and haziness we've seen.
How about that? Nothing more American than that.
So now it'll be a little bit of a distraction for Fabian Pena, who steps in. Hasn't hit yet today, but he has walked and reached base. The first pitch from Pavich, a breaking ball, crisply dropped in there on the inside corner, strike 1. And that is pretty loud as well.
I wonder what that is. Is that the Barnstable County Fair, potentially?
Could be, potentially. I think that's more up towards the north, as it looks like it's done with now. A quick firework outburst. And here's the 0-1 count from Pavich. It scoots through the legs of Bro, trickles to the backstop, and that brings home Stowers from 3rd. It's now 7-5. Chatham is inching closer.
And that is a wild pitch right there on Jack Pavich. So tough outing here for him so far. As the Anglers creeping ever closer, now 7-5.
Back on opening night, It was the Falmouth Commodores who came creeping back. They lost that game 8-7. Now it's the Anglers who will not stay away. 7-5 now with runners on second and third, and that's a big moment because runners are still in scoring position. It's a 1-1 count with 1 out. Pavich sets at the belt, and here's his delivery. It's high, ball 2.
And the corners are playing infield, middle infield, playing in their normal positions, so they will give up a run to get an out. Now no force on the bases, just over at first.
Pavich sets, drops his glove and ball down to the belt. He kicks. This ball is driven over to Larnick in right field. He ranges over, grabs it, and he'll fire over to second. The run comes home from third. It's just a 1-run ball game. Chatham has clawed all the way back, and there's still only 2 outs in this frame. The runner will stay on second, and that's a sacrifice fly from Fabian Pena.
And that's just manufacturing a run right there. Leadoff walk, a single, another walk. Fielder's choice mixed in there, but then the sac fly after the wild pitch, and just keep chipping away as all of Chatham's runs have come in bunches, 2 at a time.
So 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the seventh, and now stepping in, it's Relat. Again, his second at bat. He chops this over foul to the left of Schiffner. He just looks over and watches that go into the Anglers bullpen. Looks like a couple folks diving out of the way.
Well, the bullpen protector missed the ball right there, so I don't know. He's not doing much protecting over there.
You got to do your job.
You do.
And he didn't there. Hopefully didn't bite them. It looks like everyone's okay, though. There's action in the Angler bullpen. Runner on second. 2 outs here. Now's the pitch to Relat. That misses below the knees. 1-1.
Pavich just got to bear down right here, get out of this jam, try to keep the lead if you can. Big spot in this ball game.
Relat, a rising junior out of University of Alabama, Birmingham. He has a 1-1 count. And here's the pitch from Pavich. Breaking ball dropped in there, strike 2.
You can close the book on Dalton Feeney. 3+ innings, 3 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for the right-hander out of NC State.
An excellent summer so far from him. His average, ERA will sit right around 2 as he departs this game. 2 strikes here to Relat, and the pitch from Pavich. Outside, called strike 3 on the corner, delayed call from Aquino, and that'll strand a runner on second base. Schiffner doesn't like it, coming in and chirping to Aquino, but it doesn't matter. It's the 3rd out of this frame. Anglers get 2, 7-6, a 1-run ball game. It's stretch time in Falmouth. Get up, move around, folks. We'll see you on the other side. Hope he got up and moved around, weeded up here, and Josh, a little more excitement than probably needed. Almost won the 50-50.
I bought a couple tickets, and I mixed up a couple numbers because I was just kind of listening to it second-handed right there. Oh, it's tough.
7-6 as the new pitcher on the mound for the Anglers. It's Nick Rand. He's out of University of Massachusetts Lowell, and he's facing Clayton Daniel. First pitch in there from Rand is a strike. And here's the second as he rears back and delivers. That's a ball, 1-1.
His 8th appearance, no record, 5.10 ERA and 12 1/3. Last pitch a week ago at Brewster, 3 innings scoreless.
And that'll close the book on Linhard as Daniel swings and misses there. Strike 2. Daniel struck out in his last at-bat. We don't see that too often. Linhard, 3 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And he did a nice job just stopping the blood flow there that the Commodores had been getting off the Anglers, and that's in the dirt, 2-2. And he really stemmed the flow, and it was 7 runs charged to Hammer, but he stopped everything there.
Good job by Linhard. Came in there, threw some good pitches. Fastball, a hard curveball as well.
That misses to Daniel. Count now fills 3-2 to the leadoff man and the All-Star. Average at 295. Dropping below 300 for the first time this summer. The payoff pitch. This is drilled up the middle, a base hit for Clayton Daniel, his second of the night. He takes a hard turn at first as usual. He's aboard here to lead off the 7th.
Just a hard hit ball right back up the middle. Clayton Daniel probably pretty angry with himself after that strikeout. Takes it out on that baseball right there and gets a single into center.
So he's aboard, a threat to run as always, and that brings Austin Langworthy to the plate. Commodore's offense has been quiet since that 3rd inning. 8 had been retired in a row prior to Daniel's hit. First pitch to Langworthy. That's dropped in there, strike 1.
I was just thinking about this. Pabich, a big World War II guy. You think he's going to see Dunkirk?
Ooh, probably. He could join. He could go with
Coach Trundy.
He's really looking forward to that movie. Apparently, just brought it up to me the other day. The 0-1 down in the dirt, and we're all excited to go see Dunkirk. I think Brandon wants to go see that. I know you do.
I'm excited.
I mean, I'm guessing folks in the press box here. Yeah, I mean, this is a consensus.
Everyone
it's a group
wants to outing to Dunkirk.
You know what? Let's just get a team outing on our off day, and all go see Dunkirk.
You know, we might be able to.
Cinema Pub. We can grab some food while we're at it. The 1-1 is high. That's ball 2. Hey, sounds like an outing right there.
Why not? Maybe we get a special viewing for the team.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
This could be big.
We got something brewing here,
We're
folks.
dreaming big.
You know what? Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on this one. Here's the 2-1 to Langworthy. He lays off an outside fastball, just missing. Now a hitter's count for Austin, 3-1. But Dunkirk looks to be good.
You never know.
It's also World War II.
That's why it was up Pabich's alley.
It's
His favorite book's a World War II history book.
A little emphasis on the history. You're getting excited there,
know.
Josh. The pitch swung on, and it'll be fouled out of play, 3-2. Getting riled up over your World War II.
It's just so unique, you know?
It really
you don't
is.
see it often.
We're going to have to chat with him about that.
We will.
I watched Band of Brothers when I was a young kid and really enjoyed it. Haven't watched The Pacific yet, though, which is supposed to be kind of not the sequel, but the same style show just over in the Pacific. Here's the payoff pitch now to Langworthy with Daniel running. This is grounded softly over into the mitt of Rand. He grabs it, throws to first base to retire Austin. Daniel goes to second. So with 1 out now, Alec Boehm steps in with the chance to get the Commodores back in the scoring column. Daniel on second.
Yeah, that was a good play right there for the Commodores. Daniel able to stay out of the double play. So we have our attendance, 1,629.
It's a solid number right there. For a Wednesday evening, that's a good crowd here at Gov Fuller Field. They're witnessing their Commodores on top by 1, 7-6. Commodores led 7-2 at one point, trying to hang on to this lead. And Alec Boehm, starting first baseman in the upcoming All-Star game, waves his bats, and he's ready to go against Rand. Rand sets. Here's the delivery. Breaking ball. Boehm pounced on it. Exhales. He missed a good pitch there.
You want something good from 1629? You're gonna wait a bit.
Always.
Around 350 English Puritans on 6 ships sail from Yarmouth, Isle of Wight to Salem to settle in the Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Yarmouth?
Well, from Yarmouth, not in America.
Ah, I gotcha.
There's a lot of different Yarmouths out there.
There really
sure.
are. That's the only.
But they came to Massachusetts.
Look at that. When was that? 1629, folks.
1629.
That was in February. They started in February. It came in June by the looks of it. So I always admire people that crossed the ocean back in those days. That was not an easy task. Here's the 0-1 to Alec Boehm. Fastball on the outside half of the plate. He fouls it straight back, 0-2. I mean, think of travel now on boats in comparison to what it was then. It took months and months and months of exploration before they could finally get to areas like this, and that just speaks to the testament of those people. So now it's an 0-2 count to the All-Star, Boehm. He's staring back at Rand. Rand leans over, finds his pitch, settles at the letters, and here's the 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball, hung again, and Boehm fouls it out of play.
And Boehm doing a good job battling here as we're kind of getting some fog. This is our first real night we're seeing fog here at Gov Fuller. As you can see up near the lights that there's some cloud cover, some fog kind of creeping in.
And that's always a telltale sign, is if you look up towards the lights and you see it there. It does have an effect on the outfielders, not a ton, but the hazy kind of sky and cloud that's around them will alter their vision a little bit. Not too drastically, though. Boehm's ready at the plate, so's Rand on the mound. He checks on Daniel. And here's his 0-2 delivery once more. Blown by Alec Boehm. That's a strikeout. A big one. 2 are away.
Just challenge him right there with the fastball after a heavy dose of breaking balls, and Boehm not able to move that runner up from second. Now it's up to George Yancha.
Yancha, the starting shortstop in the upcoming All-Star game. He taps his shoes a couple times. He's close with Corbin Martin, 2016 Commodore that was recently drafted to the Houston Astros, as we get a pitching visit on the mound. So Yancha close with Corbin Martin. He says that they just became close. They don't live together. The roommate scenario kind of always varies over there at Texas A&M, but they just immediately became friends. They kind of do everything together. And he really just is happy for him going forward, and that's one of the reasons that he was excited to come here to the Cape this summer.
Absolutely, and you get these guys. They come from everywhere around the country, and it's kind of a melting pot here of baseball. And Texas A&M, a couple years in a row now.
The Aggie is ready to go after a quick mound visit. Rand settles at the belt, and he looks over at Daniel, and now the first pitch in this at-bat is a breaking ball in the dirt. Yancha can't hold up his swing. Strike 1.
See what Yancha has right here with that runner on second base. See if we can get that run in.
He's a starting shortstop for the Western Division, but he's the everyday third baseman for the Aggies and really for the Commodores ever since Davidson's been getting back in the lineup more often. So we'll see how he fares there. This Saturday at Spillane Field should be a good game. The 0-1. This ball's driven into left field, drops in front of Stowers. Daniel was running with 2 outs, and he slams on the brakes at third base. And now the throw goes to second, and there's a dance around the bag before Yancha's finally tagged out. A tough break for the Commodores. Looked like they might score there, but they come away with nothing. We're on to the 8th inning. Chatham with some momentum. Stay with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. as the fog continues to flow into Gov Fuller Field. We have a new pitcher on the mound. It's Ryan Zefferjon out of Kansas. 7-6 ball game. Falmouth clinging on to their lead. They've seen it evaporate from 7-2 to 7-4, and now it's 7-6. Leadoff man in this inning is McGee. He fists a small grounder over towards Ziancha. He fields it just as it goes foul in front of Schiffner. Looks like they had a couple of words exchanged there.
Final line for Jack Pavich. Came on and did a good job getting out of the jam he was dealt. 1 inning, no hits, a run. It was earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So decent debut for the Cal State Fullerton man.
McGee has a hit, scored. He's also walked once, struck out back in the first inning. Zefferjon rears back, delivers a ball, pops out of the mitt of Bro, 1-1. And for Ryan Zefferjon, he's making his 10th appearance of the summer, a 3.27 ERA. He has 3 saves under his belt, 11 innings thrown, struck out 15, walked 7. 1-1, missing inside, ball 2. He's a guy that's touched 97 a couple times, most recently in his last outing. Can really hurl it in there. Looks to be a starter for Kansas in the future, but doing a lot of late inning work for the Commodores here. This ball is fouled straight back a couple feet to the left of our camera here at Gov Fuller Field. And that fog really is starting to creep in here.
Yeah, it is. It's really getting low. It's really the first time we've had fog. I guess Chatham's bringing it with them or something.
It's always a unique experience. It's your first time. You've
It
really been
is.
seeing this, Josh. So far,
Exciting.
what are your thoughts?
It's interesting for sure.
2-2. Outside corner, called strike 3, ringing up. That's the first strikeout from Zefferjon and gets the first out here in the 8th.
Good pitch right there, right on the outside corner. 95 miles an hour right there for Ryan Zefferjon.
The right fielder from Furman, Landon Kay.
So now 1 away for Landon Kay, the right fielder. He's from Furman University, a health science major over there. So really taking his studies seriously as that pitch is in there. Strike 1. A lot of these ball players, some of them, they major in baseball, and you know that. You can see whether it's undeclared major or maybe it's business or something like that. But a lot of these guys still do take their path seriously. I'm getting some flack for going straight to business there as that pitch is dropped in there. Strike 2. It's a popular degree. What can I say?
I mean, so is communications.
There's no doubt about that. I'm not
As
a
we're ripping all
communications
these,
major.
as we're ripping all these majors, but still getting a college degree. That's the most important.
And a lot
thing.
of them still stay around as that pitch sails outside. Zefferjon overthrows it all the way to the backstop. Ball 1.
It was 96 right there, but a little bit outside.
Logan Davidson's actually going to be trying to graduate in 3 years. That's the goal right now, and it'd be pretty cool if he can do that. So a guy that really takes his craft seriously. He's trying to graduate basically in time to be drafted as well. So Zefferjon, the 1-2 pitch. It's a heater, grounded over to Rutschman, goes just foul, bounces off the chest of Adley before he scoops it up, but it's a foul, so it's 1-2.
97 on the radar gun there for Ryan Zefferjon, the highest we've seen it in this outing, and that's kind of where he's been this year as well.
Fill up the tank. He got some gas in there tonight, folks. It's a 1-2 count now. Zefferjon, the rising sophomore, a lot of upside, came into his freshman year, one of the biggest arms in the country. He has a 1-2 count. Here's the delivery. It's fouled out of play. We'll do it again.
And every outing for him has been scoreless except for the July 5th outing against Katuitt where he just had a rough one, just a third inning, giving up 4 runs. They were all earned, but other than that, I mean, he has just been really good for this Commodores team whenever he's come in, whether it's been in the very late innings, whether it's been here in a situation like this. He's been good.
Behind him, warming up in the pen, it's Durbin Feltman. The pitch, this one's a fastball, weakly grounded over to Davidson. He charges, fields, throws, and that's in time. Beautiful play from the Clemson product. 2 away.
All on the run right there. Nice little scoop right there by his right ankle, and makes a nice throw on the run across his body over Rutschman at first for the out.
So now 2 away for the 9-hole hitter. It's Mason Coppins. Came into this game 2 for his last 12, and now he's 1 for 3 today with a single in the middle of a couple of outs, a fly out and a strikeout. He fouls back the first pitch from Zefferjon.
Once again, 97 there from Ryan Zefferjon. He's rearing back tonight.
He sets, and here it is, 0-1. That moves outside. He's a guy that's, if he wins tonight, I'm guessing he's going to go have some chicken fingers and ranch.
Is he big on that?
Apparently, that's what Matt McLaughlin said.
So
He's
it's a good
Commodore.
meal.
Exactly. That misses inside, a breaking ball that didn't break much, and it's ball 2. He said, win, lose, doesn't matter how big the victory is, the team can go out for a steak dinner. He's getting his chicken fingers, fries, and ranch.
I love it.
He's a man of tradition and conviction with his food. That's grounded over to Daniel. No problem there to first. And that is an easy 1-2-3 frame for Zephyr John out of Kansas. He retires the Chatham Anglers in order. We're on to the bottom of the 8th, 7-6 Falmouth here at Gov Fuller Field.
Hi, my name's Jack Travers. I go to the University of New Hampshire. I'm a field intern here for the Falmouth Commodores. What I do is I do cornhole, fast pitch for the kids, 50-50, anything to raise money to help the Cape Cod League. And my favorite thing working here is hanging out with Kathy in the shack.
Tail end of this ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. Commodores clinging to their 1-run lead, 7-6 here at Gov Fuller Field. Blake Bernard with Josh Eastern at the Eric Palmer press box, sitting in Pat's loft, just behind home plate. And we're watching Trevor Larnick step to the plate. He'll be facing a new man on the mound for the Chatham Anglers. It's Adam Wolf out of Louisville. And he kicks, the lefty delivers. First pitch, a breaking ball, dropping past Larnick, strike 1.
It's going to be a tough at-bat here for Trevor Larnick. Lefty Wolf on the hill. 1-0, a 1.68 ERA. His 4th appearance. Just pitched on the 16th against Bourne.
The 6'6 southpaw delivers a fastball that Larnick can't catch up to, strike 2. Last time we saw Wolf, the Anglers threw him against Bourne on July 16th, an inning and 2/3, 4 strikeouts, no hits, no walks, and no runs. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss from Larnick. 3 straight pitches, and Larnick is down. Has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, that was just a tough at-bat for him. Schiffner's going to come out, and I think we're going to get the righty here to face the righty Bro.
You see Wolf already smiling, gives his catcher Langolier a fist bump, and he checks out of this ball game. A new pitcher coming to the mound for Chatham. A couple fist bumps to Schiffner. He just kind of shakes his head and says, hey, it's the matchups, man. So, on the other side, a new face for the Anglers. Stay with us. Schiffner played the matchup, and now with one away, it's Josh Bro, who is the Chatham A's wrecking ball right now. A grand slam 2-run double responsible for 6 of the 7 Commodore runs. And he steps to the place now. He's going to face Jack DeGroat. He's out of Liberty University, 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. This is his 6th appearance for Chatham. He has 1 save, thrown 9 innings, struck out 18, only walked 5.
Last saw him against Bourne, got the win on July 14th. 3 innings scoreless, no hits, just 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. See what he has here tonight. Also faced Falmouth back on June 30th. In 1 inning of relief, gave up 2 hits and struck out 2. No runs in the outing, and we're waiting on something. I'm not sure what it is.
The umps are staring off to the right behind home plate.
Must be some car lights on.
We are next to the police station and some parking here at Gov Field, and my guess is that it's lights coming from behind that are probably distracting one of the fielders. Bro's had to wait to now rest the bat on his shoulders. As we now look to be good to go here as we get the nod of approval from Bob Aquino, the home plate umpire. Bro will dig back in there, a couple of practice swings. He has that red hot bat that cannot be cooled by seemingly any pitching staff at Orleans at this point. So Bro digs in there. He's facing DeGroat with 1 away here, and the fog settling in at Gov Fuller. The first pitch down in the dirt, ball 1. Commodores got a couple hits against DeGroat in their outing against him, but not able to really capitalize upon it. They still went down scoreless. Here's the pitch. It's outside, and as you see DeGroat hurl up there, he has that stiff foot that he just kind of throws up there before coming back down to the plate.
It's kind of a deception right there, I guess, for the hitters. Is this fog really rolling in now?
And it's moving quickly. I mean, we can see it in front of us here at Gov Fuller, just in front of the Eric Palmer press box. I mean, it is moving. You can easily see it.
I have never seen anything like this. How unique, you know?
Enjoy it.
Only something you see on the Cape.
No doubt about it. It's really starting to settle in here. DeGroat kicks, and he delivers. That's fouled straight back. Now the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, that came off a Trevor Larnick strikeout. He is 1 for 4 with a hat trick. And it's a tough go of it for the Oregon State product, but he'd have an RBI single in his first at-bat. Bro now gripping his lumber, and here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss there. It pops out of the mitt of the catcher Langolier. He'll complete the play to first base. 2 strikeouts in this inning, 1 from Wolf and 1 from DeGroat.
And right there, Schiffner playing the matchups and plays it right. So he gets the strikeout from the lefty, then the strikeout from the righty, and now the switch hitter. You got a switch pitcher out there. We got a Pat Vendit out there.
I don't think
they got somebody warming up.
I don't know. Let's check. No, they do not.
Okay,
sorry.
so I guess we're not going to get the. We're just going to have Logan Davidson hitting from the left side.
I mean, hey, if he needed to switch over, he could, and just go back and forth. You never know.
I mean, it's happened with that switch pitcher before. You have to declare what arm you're going to use before you get up on the mound for the at bat.
So Davidson, no ambidextrous pitcher on the mound. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it back, strike 1. That is just an interesting sight to see.
It is,
for sure.
really.
To have a pitcher go from right to left, and then who knows where he's going next. No balls, 1 strike to the rising sophomore from Clemson University. Teammates with fellow Commodore Mitchell Miller. Breaking ball gets away, 1-1.
See if Davidson can spark a little 2-out rally in the inning. Hadley Rutschman waiting on deck. Another switch hitter.
Looked like Davidson might be breaking out of his recent slump. 4 for his last 9 with an RBI and a run, but he's 0 for 3 tonight. Here's the 1-1. Inside, it moves Davidson off the plate, ball 2.
A lot of balls have been hitting the backstop tonight. Hadley Rutschman will run that one down.
Where's the bat boy?
I am not sure.
Well, Rutschman will do the job, that's for sure. Been doing it for the Commodores this season, and now he just hands it off to the bat boy right there. And now here's the 2-1 count from DeGroat. Fastball blown by Davidson, 2-2.
Just beat him right there. Changed the eye level a little bit. After he spiked one and sent one in the backstop. Right there. An elevated fastball. Now Deuce is wild here.
Commodores ahead by 1, 7-6 here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs. DeGroat has a pitch he likes, and here it is inside. Called strike 3. Chatham strikes out the side using 2 pitchers, and we're on to the 9th inning. Last chance for Falmouth, and it'll be the man from Texas Christian University, Durbin Feltman, coming to the mound for the Commodores. Stay with us. 1-run ball game at Gov Fuller Field. As God's going to cut you down by Johnny Cash plays and rings out at Gov Fuller Field, Durbin Feltman takes over on the mound. For the Commodores, the flamethrower from Texas Christian University will take over, trying to close out this ball game, and he'll face the leadoff man Palamaki with Stowers and Langolier right behind him. While we're talking about Stowers, we want to thank C.E. Stowers and then also Free Spirit Wander for joining the broadcast and tuning in for most of this night.
Always good to see all the people that tune in from all around the country.
Feltman has not been scored upon. This is his 4th appearance. First pitch in there above the letters, ball 1. Trying to seal out this Commodores victory. They're ahead by 1, 7-6 here in the top of the 9th inning. Blake Bernard with Josh Eastern from Gov Fuller Field. Feltman kicks, and here's a delivery down the heart of the plate. That's a strike, 1-1.
Talk about 2 power arms. You get Zephyr John throwing 97. 95 was that first pitch there from Feltman.
He can top that speed pretty regularly as it's fouled back. He sits around the mid-90s, can touch 96, 97 pretty regularly as well, and that flame-throwing fastball is his weapon.
That is just a treat to see these 2 guys pitch, and for the Commodores, it's nice to have 2 guys that can throw that hard and try to shut a game down in the 8th and 9th.
No doubt about it. Feltman stares over his glove, has a pitch from Bro, and here it is. Swung on, fouled out of play. Last time we saw Feltman was in that 12-inning 6-5 loss to YD. That came all the way back on July 16th. He threw 2 innings, 2 hits, and he struck out 4. And the man that came behind him, Ryan Zephyr-John.
Yeah, there you go. You can mix and match the order with them.
The 1-2 to Palamaki, a breaking ball that sails high, 2-2. Bro had to jump up and grab that one above the head of Palamaki.
Chatham dugout getting into this one, trying to get in the head of Feltman here as they are looking for a run here in the 9th.
Rodney Hutchinson Jr. warming up as that pitch is fouled back. That's for the Anglers. We'll do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a 1-run game. Chatham has clawed back from a 7-2 deficit. They're trying to get their fifth straight victory, and continue to surge in the Eastern Division standings. This is a grounder, 2 over to third base. Yancha has it over across the diamond, 1 away.
Nice play there from Yancha, showing off that strong throwing arm, and received that ball nicely on the ground ball, and nice strike over to first.
Feltman coming off another stellar sophomore year with TCU, 17 saves, leading the nation. And he has one of those craziest, fastest, and most wild arms you'll see. And he came in by request to God's Gonna Cut You Down by Johnny Cash.
That's not a bad one right there. It got the Commodores bullpen fired up. They were like, yes, we like this.
So power versus power now. It's Stowers at the plate and Feltman on the mound. The first pitch of the at-bat swung on and missed. Strike 1.
He popped the glove right there.
And Bro barely able to hang on to that pitch. And now here's the 0-1 delivery from Feltman as he kicks, rears back, and dishes in a changeup. That's a good mix and match there. Strike 2.
Slowed it down to 83 right there after mid to high 90s the pitch before.
I mean, you're looking at 12 mile-per-hour difference, 15 sometimes, depending on how he gets that fastball in there. That is tough to keep track of. Here's the 0-2. It sails outside, ball 1. Feltman works pretty quickly out there on the mound as he scrapes up some dirt into his hand. I'm personally, Josh, a big fan of God's Gonna Cut You Down. I think it's a very hype song as you're walking in. Enter Sandman's always a good bet, though, too. Here's the 0-1, and that nearly hit Stowers. He had a duck out of the way, and he seemed a little off balance there.
Buzzed his tower right there, and when you're getting 95 across the plate and then you get a breaking ball that nearly hits you, that is going to freak you out.
Let's see what the reigning Cape League Hitter of the Week can do against the flamethrower Feltman. Here's the 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Swung on and missed. A strikeout for Feltman. And they say no. Did he? Yes, he did go around. There's some confusion there as Stowers was running down to first base. That's the 2nd out of the inning, and the Commodores are 1 out away from sealing this victory.
He really slowed that down, buried that changeup right there, and I think Stowers thought he potentially foul-tipped that ball. The umpire said no, and now 2 outs.
Last chance for the Chatham Anglers comes in the form of their catcher and slugger, Shea Langolier. He leads the team with 6 home runs, most recently striking 1 last night against Brewster. And let's see what he can do here against the big righty arm from Texas Christian University. First pitch gets out of the way, out of the plate, and that's ball 1.
Tried to overthrow that one right there. With 2 outs here, I mean, 1 swing of the bat, and this thing's tied. So you still have to be careful and locate your pitches, but with Feltman in his high 90s potentially, he can try to blow it by him.
Chatham has scored 4 straight unanswered, and that's fouled. Straight back, Langolier's eyes lit up, but he couldn't get a hold of that fastball.
And that was, he was right on that one. He fouled that straight back, and Feltman's got to be careful here.
He's messing with the baseball out there behind the diamond now, rubbing it out a little bit. Just got a fresh one after that pitch was fouled back. And he wears those black kind of baseball sleeves underneath his jersey. He's really the only Commodore to do that. He usually wears the longer ones, too, that go down to his wrist, but these ones just go below the elbows. Here's the 1-2 to Langolier. This one's popped up, and it's going to go out of play. Commodore's 1 strike away.
Challenge him right there, and Langolier's the home run leader and the RBI leader for this Anglers team. So power versus power here with the game on the line in the 9th. Wouldn't want it any other way.
The fog has rolled in. The Commodores provided the offense. They're on top 7-6. And Feltman trying to close the door on this victory. Here's the 1-2 to Langolier's breaking ball. Called strike 3. Feltman closes the door. The Commodores pick up their 15th victory of the season. They keep pace with the Wareham Gatemen in the Western Division. And that is a good victory to stave off of rallying Chatham Anglers' team. And that is a good victory.
And Durbin Feltman just shutting the door right there. Buckles Langolier with that nasty curveball. And this was a big win for the Commodores. They were up 7-2. The Anglers battled back and score 4 unanswered runs, but the Commodores just just got enough in this game. They got the good pitching in the end, and that's all you can ask for. This is a good victory for this team after a tough loss last night.
They fall in walk-off fashion to Orleans, rebound with a gritty 7-6 victory, topping the red-hot Chatham Anglers, who had previously won 4 straight coming into tonight's matchup. Your final from Gov Fuller Field, the Falmouth Commodores 7, the Chatham Anglers 6. And the Commodores keep even with the Gatemen in the Western Division, picking up their 15th victory of the season. Commodore Call post-game show coming up next. For Josh Easton, I'm Blake Bernard. We'll see you on the other side. Stay with us. The Commodores win for the first time at Gov Fuller Field since July 1st. A 7-6 victory over the Chatham Anglers, their 15th win of the season. The Commodores now 15, 16, and 1. On the other hand, Chatham, they see their 4-game winning streak coming to a close. They're now 16 and 16 and even 500 on the season. Falmouth keeps pace with the Wareham Gatemen in the Western Division, who won earlier tonight over their opponents. And Josh will bring you in here to analyze this victory for the Commodores. They jumped out to that big red-hot start, and it's been a little while since we've seen Bro get those RBIs, but he had 6 of them tonight.
Yeah, he had 6, and they were all impressive. 4 of them on that grand slam deep out to left field, 2 more on the double, and he just continues to hit the ball well. 4 for 5 the other night at Hyannis, was a triple short of the cycle there. And once again tonight, he's just showing why he needs to be in this lineup every single day. And Coach Trundy is giving him that opportunity, put him at first base, putting him behind the dish, and he's been really good for this team of late.
Pito got the start for the Commodores, went 3 innings, allowed 4 earned runs on 2 hits, walked 5, and struck out 4. The bullpen behind him wasn't perfect, but they got the job done. Feeney earns the victory. And on the other side, Hammer gets the loss and Feltman gets the save. But the Commodores' bullpen, not brilliant, but they got the job done.
Yeah, I mean, they shut the door in the end, and that's all you can really ask for. I mean, you had Robbie Pito, obviously a tough start, but Dalton Feeney only 1 run. Jack Pavich comes in. He came in a really tough situation. He gave up 1 run, but then you get Zephyr John and Feltman, the 2 fireballers, and they just shut it down. If you can get that throughout the season, I mean, you can bend a little bit, that's okay, but when you have a good offense like this, they score 7 runs. They're averaging 6.9 in wins this year. That's what you need. And when you come back with those 2 fireballers in the end to shut it down, I mean, that's all you can ask for this team. They put up the runs and they shut the door.
Falmouth very much alive in the Western Division, keeping pace with the Wareham Gatemen, just a point behind the Bourne Braves and just 2 behind the Cotuit Kettleers now in that Western Division. And as we look forward to the matchup going forward, as you look at this team, the offense has moments where they really strike out there, and they do rely on that long ball a little bit, but you like what you've seen in these past couple days outside of that shutout?
Yeah, I mean it's baseball. I mean you're gonna get shut out one day, you're gonna come back the next day and score 7 and get 9 hits. It's just one of those things. Last night you run into one of the best teams in the league, Orleans. You lose 2-0 in 10 innings on a walk-off. It's tough. You come back against one of the hottest teams in the league, Chatham. They've won 4 in a row coming into this game, and you knock them off. You hope to go into Harwich tomorrow and be able to just continue this now. Hopefully you can take some momentum from this game. This is a game where they got a good performance from the back end of the bullpen. The bats were hot, and even Robbie Pito battled in this game. He could have blown up in that first inning. This could have been a whole different result. Instead, he battles, he bears down, gives up just 2 runs in that first inning, gets out of it, and the Commodores get a victory.
7 runs on 9 hits for the Commodores. Chatham 6 runs on 5 hits. Feeney gets the W, Hammer gets the L, and Zephyr John in the bullpen, and with Feltman behind him, he gets the save. Your final from Gov Fuller Field. The Falmouth Commodores 7 and the Chatham Anglers 6. For everyone here in the Pat Slough press box and Eric Palmer press box at Gov Fuller Field, I want to say thank you for tuning in. For Josh Eastern, I am Blake Bernard saying so long from Gov Fuller Field. We'll catch you guys tomorrow at Harwich, and never, ever forget, folks, you are loved. Have a great night.